It's Sunday, everything is calm. I'm feeling very relaxed. It's going to be a nice, chill day.
Chill day, my left testicle! Tonight it's fight night over at Gory B-Movie! Oh yeah! Heck, we may even see Daddy Knightmare, who is a horror addict! Yeah! We there are bitch square, you maggots! Oh, I'm gonna take a shit!
Hello? Okay, good.
Hello.
Okay. I know, but now you can hear me, right?
She finally capped the volume.
Okay, the volume is good. You should hear me now. All right, marry me, weirdos. I'm Gory B Movie.
I'm Bekki.
I'm Daddy Knightmare.
And tonight is fight night. Tonight the witches are going to battle it out to see who will go on to the ultimate showdown here on Gory B Movie. That's like the most intense.
That was awesome. I felt it.
Thank you. The passion, We're all about the passion here. I haven't got my chat highlight up. Let me get that going. Let's see. Who do we got in the chat? I can't highlight it just yet, but let's take a look and see who we got here tonight. We got my girl Tatum Dawn. Thank you. Doing all that awesome moderating. My favorite person ever and the biggest contributor to the show, Mummy B Movie, who made me. So, you know, that contributed a lot.
Thanks.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah. Makes her kind of like the biggest of the contributors.
She's definitely a producer of the show.
She is a producer of the show.
She produced you.
She did produce me. She did a really good job too.
All.
Let's see who else we got. We got Zachary Bird. Hey, you made it home. Dominic, nice to see you. My friend Ariel is in the chat. Fairpoint Station. Jason is here. Echo Cero. And, oh, there's Danny Knightmare a little bit earlier. That's
Which,
crazy.
please?
Crazy. All right, I got two.
Zachary Bird went up to Canada with me, and then he stayed at our place last night. And then this morning we watched Full Gear, but now he's home.
Explain why you're all cut up?
Yeah. Oh, it was a deathmatch tournament, and I won.
Woo! Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Did you get to keep your trophy?
Well, it's a huge trophy, and what they do is they put your name on it.
I thought you were supposed to get belts.
Not for the deathmatch tournament.
Something, like at least a ribbon.
I've won belts for Thrash before, but...
All right. I think we are connected. Aha! There we go. Mr. Flickster is here. Very nice. Very evil. All right. Let's get that going. Okay. I'm just going to Little bit of getting some stuff. There we go. That should fix it. There we go. All right. Hey! And dun 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 dun. We got a super chat from Mummy B Movie. Thank you. I don't have any fun clips today because it's been a lot today researching.
Witches be crazy, yo.
What do we have? What do we have for special treats for people who give super chats?
We'll put a spell on them because they're ours.
What spell are we gonna put on them?
A happy spell.
Prosperity.
Okay, we're gonna do a prosperity spell for Mummy B Movie. All right, guys, help out. Come on. All right, prosperity spell. All right, thank you, Mummy B Movie, for the very generous donation. We appreciate it muchly. I'm not gonna share with you guys. I'm
Pretty
sorry.
cool lady.
She's pretty rad. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
There's a chance you'll spend some of it on me.
Nah, I'm probably gonna spend it all on me. Let's be honest here. All right.
Yeah, probably.
No, I'm kidding. I'll share. All right, so let's just get right into it because we have 16 contestants. Then we have the ultimate showdown where we've got 16 contestants. The winner of every one of these will go on to that one. And then after that, I think fight night, we're going to limit it to 8. We already have our next fight night after the ultimate showdown planned out. We're going to do Universal Monsters. So I'm super excited about that. Alrighty, so let's get it started. Ooh, Mommy. The Movie Massacre Show is here. Yay! We love him. He is our buddy.
Rich, you watched Full Gear yet?
Where are you, Mr. Beefy?
He'll be here. All right.
Saw him just a little bit ago. He dropped you off.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Okay, so who is our first contestant of the night? It is the Sanderson sisters. So, where are they from?
That's just a bunch of hope.
Well, I meant like what movies?
Oh.
Hocus Pocus 1 and 2.
I was like,
Hocus Pocus 1 and 2 just got a sequel this year. So they have a lot of strengths. They can fly brooms or really anything else you use to clean your house. It don't matter if it's dustbuster or vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, Roombas.
Roomba. They can transmutate other people. They've learned in the past turned somebody, a young boy, into a cat. Winifred can shoot lightning from her hands. They've got a little bit of telekinesis. They got some necromancy, bringing people back from the dead in their zombified state.
including themselves.
True. Stealing the life force of children, one of my favorites, something I haven't quite mastered myself, but we're working on it. Everybody is a work in progress. And Mary has an enhanced sense of smell. She can smell children. Which is cool. I can smell children too, but it's just because they don't bathe. They just don't bathe.
Yes.
So is that a special power?
Smells like Teen Spirit.
That's true. Their weaknesses. In order to remain young and beautiful as they are, they require children's life force, which explains why Bette Midler herself still looks pretty young.
Yeah, she's really old now. Isn't she in her 70s?
Yeah, and she still looks really good.
I know.
It's
I love Bette Midler.
witchcraft.
She's just
He's been
awesome.
using the baby paste more than the other two.
They need a virgin to light the black flame candle in order to come back from the dead. That is the curse they cast, and they're only going to be back until sunrise. At sunrise, they explode. They are gone. They can't walk onto hallowed ground or will turn into stone. They need their book. They don't know any of their spells by heart. You'd think they would, they don't. You know, this is why you got to memorize your spells.
Their spellbook has a mind of its own, though. Too.
It does. If they're messing up, the spellbook can turn on them, and they can be trapped by salt. They've also been notably defeated in the past. They're not always the brightest. They've been fooled into thinking that car headlights were the sunrise. They've been fooled into thinking somebody was a witch just because she said she was. They've been defeated by a teen witch. Many things have happened.
Yeah, they're not too bright.
Well, also, though, they're coming into our time frame, and way back then they didn't have any of that
This
stuff.
is
So
true.
This
This
is just
is true.
kind of like, whoa, wait a minute.
This is true.
What new witchcraft is this?
But they know current songs.
They do.
That's
do.
weird. I just realized.
Hey, Shaim of the Dead is here. Very nice. Very evil. All right. So who is going against? I feel bad. This is gonna hurt.
Oh.
against the Sanderson sisters is another group of sisters,
Trio.
the LOLZ. The LOLZ, or the Charmed ones, there's a few different incarnations. I went with the second incarnation that has Paige just because it's the longest. So we're not using Prue and we're not using the remake just because this is, I feel, the dominant one just because it's lasted the longest so far. But you know, there's time for that reboot to catch up. I haven't seen it yet. If it's good, let me know. Guys, there is so much to say about this.
It's a 6-woman tag match.
There's a lot. This is a lot. So the Charmed ones have the power of 3, which just means like when they're together, it's like uber super duper special magic and they're super powerful. It's supposed to be the powerfulest in the world. But you know what? There's a lot of people on this list who are the powerfulest in the world. So, you know, take that with what you will. Anyway, not including me. I'm on this list and I'm not the most powerful in the world. All right, so collectively, they've got spellcasting, potion brewing, scrying, mediumship, but they also have their own special, unique powers. So Piper, we're going to use them at their height of their powers here. So Piper can freeze time, usually only for a few seconds. She can't use this power on good witches or some demons. She really concentrates. She can make it last a little bit longer. She can blow up molecules, so objects, demons, can't use it on good witches. She can accelerate molecules, so she can like ignite things or melt things. Really handy for fondue night. Phoebe, the middle of the Charmed people, she's got premonitions, levitation, empathy, like she can read people's emotions, and she has psychic reflection, so she can like put her little paws on your head and like zap all of somebody's emotions into you or their memories, like in The Crow, right?
Yeah. Some other movies that do it too.
Yeah, I mean, there's good reasons for it, I guess, too, but yeah, that's what I always think of. And then there's Paige.
And she's got a fisherman DDT, but weaknesses is being kicked in the back.
Kicked in the back?
Oh wait, sorry, wrong page.
Wrong page! This is the page played by Rose McGowan, who I know my girl Tatum loves. Paige has a lot of powers because she is half White Lighter, which in this universe is an angel who is assigned to a group of witches to protect them and heal them. They don't get to use their White Lighter Leo in this, who is the one assigned to the group, but they get Paige, and Paige can use telekinesis, she can teleport herself or other people, she can use glamour to make herself look like different people, she can heal, God, they have a lot of powers. She has photokinesis, which is like being able to use light, cloaking, hovering, they have a lot of powers. I'm feeling really bad. But poor Sanderson.
Their intelligence are a little higher, too.
They're significant.
Not as comedic.
They're less defeatable.
But you know what? They can't beat them in a song and dance number.
No.
They just can't. They just can't.
Not gonna
This
happen.
ain't a song and dance.
But you know what? They have their weaknesses. They do have their weaknesses. Their powers are linked to their emotions. So if they're all really down, for instance, like after they lost their sister Prue, they can't use the power of 3. And if their powers are down enough, the book is vulnerable. So the book can be taken by somebody evil and used for evil. Also, if they use their powers against each other or they're fighting, that will break up the power of 3 and it won't work. Or if one of them dies, then you don't have the power of 3 and they're not as strong individually. They've also been corrupted at various points in times by demons and they're mortal. Piper at one point was killed by being stabbed in the back. Their sister Prue was killed just because she was slapped back by a demon and the White Lighter could only heal one. So yeah, he chose the one he was into. That was a lot, guys. That was a lot and I'm already exhausted. That was so much.
Louis Massacre, I saw that movie, yeah. Interesting.
All right. So where's the poll thing?
I didn't pull it up.
Where is it? Okay.
Pull the
All right.
This shit.
This is a lot, guys. Who would win? So if you're new to this, we've told you their powers. Now we're going to argue who we think would win. You get a vote who would win. We get a vote who would win. The Sanderson sisters or the Charmed ones. All right. Let's just start with you, Dan. Who do you think?
All right. I'm going to ultimately go with the Charmed ones, but...
Really?
I do think the Sandersons, like, in a sense, could have a chance. If they cornered one of the Charmed ones by themselves, they might be able to pick her off, and that might weaken their power, and then they could maybe win. I also think the Sandersons are a little more physically durable. Like, I don't think a slap would knock them. They're more, like, kind of cartoony. I think they would bounce and probably not die from something like that, like a demon smack.
That's fair.
But their power is a lot weaker overall, and I just kind of have to give it to the Charmed ones that they would probably win.
But what if they took in the souls of like 40 kids right before they did it?
Well, like I said, there's outcomes where I could see the Sandersons win. I just think if they fought a bunch of times,
their power, or would that just make them, I don't know, full?
I do think the Charmed ones would stop that from happening. They could freeze time. Phoebe would get a premonition of that for sure, because that's massively evil.
You know, I just thought maybe.
I
Throwing
love
it
the
out
Sandersons. I think if this is karaoke night, we know who's getting the trophy.
Well, that's for sure.
But if it's ass kicking night, the only one going home with a blue ribbon is the Charmed ones. They gotta share it, because we don't have that many blue ribbons, because this show doesn't really have that big of a budget.
I think the Sandersons could have a chance. I just don't think
I
they
want
would
the Sandersons to win.
I know,
But
I
know
root
that
for them too.
they have way more powers than the Sandersons.
Exactly.
At least honed powers. Like the other ones might be able to do this, but on an accident, it might not just have as much sticking power.
Mm-hmm.
But these
Sticking
guys,
power is important.
yeah.
I think the Sandersons could possibly throw them off guard by showing up on Roombas and doing a deadly blast that might actually take one of them out, and then maybe have a chance. But if they were gonna fight 100 times, I think the Charmed one's gonna win like 90 of those times, if not more.
I think the Charmed ones might be charmed
Yeah.
by them, but ultimately, when it comes down to they start sucking souls out of kids, the Charmed ones are like, now we gotta kick your ass.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know much about the Charmed ones. I didn't watch it. I felt it was kind of a soap opera to me. But
It's so good. What other show has leprechauns, mermaids, demons?
Supernatural.
Actually, Buffy doesn't have leprechauns or mermaids. This show goes to levels that even Buffy is like.
Buffy
nah.
did have those fish people that Xander on the swim team. That's kind of a mermaid. It's a different.
Merman.
Yeah, right.
Merman.
well,
That's a
and it seems
Zoolander
like every
quote.
time the Sandersons have to do anything or like just do a spell, they have to say a whole thing beforehand. And these guys, the Charmed ones, they just go.
They can. I mean, sometimes they have to do spells and stuff too. They have a book too, but they can also just do shit. All right. Let's see. Dun dun dun. Oh, hey, I think you can vote here. Who do you want to vote for?
Sorry, the Charmed ones. I want the Sanderson sisters to win, but that's just wishful thinking.
Oh, nuts. I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't know. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay. Oh well. Dang it. Okay, so let's go back here. So let's see. I need to see what the chat is doing. Oh, wow, it's moving a lot. The poll, it's a moving.
Meanwhile, everybody in the chat, make sure you give Gory here a big thumbs up.
Yeah, I like those.
Mm-hmm.
They make me feel good about myself. And you guys, because you guys are here too.
Pull an orange cat.
I will share the thumbs up with you guys. All right, who else we got here? We got my buddy Kevin here in the chat. He says, I have to say the Sanderson sisters were beaten by 3 children. This is true. Virgin children. Yeah. They make a big point of that in this movie.
Innocence.
That
is weird. I always found that really weird. That was kind of like, well, why are you trying? What are you going to say to the 9-year-old that's like, oh, what's a virgin?
All right, let's see what's going on,
That's what
right? Yeah, you're a virgin. Fairpoint says the Sanderson sisters are collecting Social Security by now. The Charmed ones would win. No contest. Just look what Paige did to Harvey Weinstein. Nice one. Nice. Very tushy. Torchbearer gives it to the Charmed ones. The power of 3 is pretty unstoppable. And then there's the truth, man.
Rose McGowan does have foreign objects.
Kevin, oh yeah, we already did that one. Movie MM says the Sanderson sisters are much darker in the book, though. Yeah, I mean that's
A
true.
little more cutthroat.
That's true. Oh, did you do a super chat? Let me see. I will see.
Oh, way back when before.
Back before this. Sorry, Tatum, I missed that. We will give you a spell of congeniality.
Miss.
Yes. I'm just gonna make up these spells on the fly, and
Sandra Bullock's gonna be in here later, isn't she?
Yeah, she is actually.
There you go.
I'm just making up this stuff as I go, because I'm a witch. I can do it. I can make up my own spells. It's kind of cool. No big deal.
Canon for us.
Just gotta let yourself have it.
Yes. Thank you, Tatum. Oh yeah, thanks, Mummy. Our shirts. So I've got one from the craft, which is why I call you guys the weirdos of the Gory Hole, because we are the weirdos, mister.
I gotta support my wife in the fight, right?
Thank you.
And I'm supporting witches everywhere.
You are. You're representing. You're representing tonight. Very nice. Very nice. Hobbs Horrors here. How's it going? And Tatum's wearing her shirt. That's awesome. All right. So let's call it. Where did it go?
It's right there.
Okay. I think the Sandersons did better than I thought they would.
Well, like they said in the book, they're a little darker. But I think even if you go by the book versions, they're kind of the villains still. And the Charmed Ones fight villains pretty often. Kind of like their magic doesn't work on good witches, but it would work on the Sandersons because they're bad witches.
They'd have a harder time finding somebody good, but they kick badass all the time. So the Charmed Ones are going on to round two. So they are the winners.
Yeah, in
Sanderson sisters.
In fact, if you go by the book, I think their magic would work better on them because they are more evil.
Very evil.
Only slightly evil in part 2.
I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, so let's move on to our next fight.
Movie
Hey,
Massacre.
Movie Massacre. Thank you, dude. Woo. That's awesome.
That's rich.
He probably got it from Horn Out JJ, so I really appreciate the hustle there and contributing to the show. Thank you so much. I'm going to give you a spell of
Turn his head into a pumpkin.
No, we need something to what's a word for regularity, for your bowels. Spell of regularity for you. I'm just making these up as I go. So, hopefully you enjoy your spells. Okay, let's move on to the next challenger. Okay, we've got from Practical Magic, which is one of my favorite witch movies ever, from 1998. There's also a book that it's based on by Alice Hoffman. Terrific stuff. I love these girls because it's simple. I didn't have to do a ton of research with them. Sandra Bullock, Nicole Kidman, they're sisters. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Okay, so they're really good at spellcraft. Sally does a spell at one point to get her ideal love one day. They do a spell to make Jillian's ex-boyfriend come back from the dead. That kind of
Not
backfires.
even as a zombie, though. I mean, he kind of just comes back.
He comes back from the dead as kind of like a zombie ghost thing.
Yeah.
And then
It's not that gross, is what I'm saying.
he's kind of gross. His CGI's gross.
Oh.
They do potions, they do love spells for people, but usually if the spell has some kind of bad intent, it will backfire. Pyrokinesis. Sally can blow on a candle and make it light up. Levitation. They jump off the roof at Halloween and supposedly they fly. They are a lot stronger together, and their sisterly bond makes them very strong. And they're a lot stronger when they gathered other women from their town to work with them. Weaknesses is, they mostly rely on practical magic. They don't have a lot of that boom, lightning, force lightning stuff, which is cool. One of the reasons why this is one of the better witch movies. And yeah, sometimes their spells backfire. So there's that. But, notable win for them, when Julian was possessed by the spirit of her ex-boyfriend, who's a horrible person, Sally grabs her hand and their sisterly bond brought Julian back.
Well, hey.
The power of love. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. All right, Danny, you wanna take this one?
You got it.
You do such a good job.
Yeah.
You are the witchiest witch ever.
Thank
Witches
you.
of Eastwick.
The Witches of Eastwick. I actually just watched this for the first time last week, which is embarrassing because this is really good.
Oh, yeah.
Based on a book by John Updike. Movie came out in 1987. So these three gals, they don't even really realize, we're going with the movie here, the book is a little different. they don't even really realize that they have natural magic ability. They all think the same thing, and then it happens. So they've changed the weather together, and then they summon what they think is their ideal man. It ends up being this guy Daryl, right?
Daryl Horn, right?
Yeah, he's Van Horn. He's basically the devil.
Yeah.
And when he comes along, they actually have even more powers. They have levitation and telepathy, and they can levitate other objects. They can make people puke up cherry pits, which is interesting. It's an interesting power. Endlessly vomiting cherry pits, which is even more gross than The Exorcist. Yeah, they're pretty strong. And even when it comes time, they realize that Daryl's influence is really bad and it's hurting people in their town. Collectively, they work together, they make a puppet, and they are able to banish him, who he's basically like the devil. Yeah. So
Jack Nicholson.
It's pretty badass. Weaknesses, they were all seduced by the devil with a ponytail.
But that's what they wanted. They summoned. I'm just kidding.
They didn't specify that ponytail. That ponytail snuck its ass right in.
Cher straight up said that he couldn't be that good looking.
Yeah, that ponytail just...
I mean, let's think about the hair of the times. I mean, it was all pretty bad. Look at Cher. She's got the messed up...
I love her hair in that movie. It's so good. They got crazy sex hair.
And
yeah, well, that's...
Michelle Pfeiffer's character has, like, what, 6 kids?
Yeah!
She just pumps them out.
So...
pulling her leg back like a trigger.
Oh, God. So, and in both of them, they have something in common where they've, like the Owens sisters, they've both done unsuccessful love spells that turned out very badly. And in both movies, they are social outcasts. So let's get that poll going. Danny, what do you think?
They also kind of get kind of drunk and play in a lot of balloons and start flying around too. They can levitate as well, so.
Yeah. All right, so the Owens sisters from Practical Magic or the Witches of Eastwick.
I'm going to go with the Witches of Eastwick. There's 3 of them, and they beat the devil. It's just a little bit more impressive. I'm saying it's pretty...
You know who else beat the devil? Bob Ross. Beat the devil out of it.
Yeah, he did. Bob Ross and Tenacious D beat him too. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a little more impressive with the accolades. And if they wanted to really use their power for bad, I think they could get away with it a little more. They just have more conscience to not do that. Mm-hmm. But I think they could if they really wanted to. It wouldn't backfire so much. The town would just continue to hate them, but who cares?
Yeah, I agree with the Witches of Eastwick because, again, the power of 3 versus 2. Because, that's a magic number, so...
I'm going to go with the Owens sisters. One, because they are more powerful individually. Like, these girls aren't aware enough to even realize that they affected the weather, or really aware until it's too late that they summoned Daryl. They're not super tuned into themselves, whereas Sally and Jillian have been practicing magic since they were children. It's in their family. It's something that's been passed down from generation to generation. They're a lot more experienced. They can do stuff individually, like, lighting fires and such. And the Witches of Eastwick, most of their powers were heightened by Daryl being there. So they had a little bit of power, but Daryl really brought it together. Whereas the Owens sisters, that's in their blood. It was passed down to them from their, great-great-great-grandmother. So... yeah, and they end up having a pretty big coven of people that they recruit from their neighborhood because, they actually overcome their social outcastness to recruit more ladies. So that's pretty smart. They also have their aunties to back them up. And they did the midnight margarita dance, so bonus points for that. I'm going with the Owens.
It's gonna be hard to use your powers when you're endlessly vomiting up cherry seeds, though.
Yeah. They're not gonna endlessly vomit up cherry seeds, okay? They're not gonna.
It's not gonna happen.
Also, you're saying that I guess the Witches of Eastwick is kind of more of an origin story, but we're going by at their prime, so it would be later when they are into.
We are going by their prime, but we're kind of considering everything. I'm just saying the Owens have power that belongs to them, whereas the Witches of Eastwick, one, they don't have a super strong bond. They're friends, but they can fight and stuff, which breaks them apart. But they need to be together for their powers to be strong, and they need to be with Daryl. for their powers to be super strong?
It seems like they were pretty powerful once they got rid of him. I think he awakened their powers. I don't think it was the only thing that was giving them powers. I think it was more of an awakening because of him.
I still think the Owens have a lot more experience. And they were trained by experienced witches.
Yeah, but none of them are Catwoman.
What? Okay, their auntie is Rizzo. Yeah.
But I don't know. Michelle Pfeiffer was Sandy. Was the Sandy of the second movie.
No, it's true. It's true. That's very true.
I can't remember the name. What it was.
It's pretty close, guys. What are you voting for? Right.
Eastwick is what I vote for. I just click it.
I won't work. That's to be signed in.
Bummer. Oh well.
If you know your sign-in stuff, though, we can. All right, I'm going to end the poll. Only 3 votes, guys. Come on.
Let it go a little longer. Let people vote.
All right. More arguments. The Witches of Eastwick don't have that sisterly bond. Like, the Owens sisters can sense each other from miles and miles apart, which is something the Witches of Eastwick don't have.
The Witches of Eastwick all had Daryl's baby, and they all kind of raised him as a big family in the end, so I think they do have that bond at the end of it. They all raise each other's children and stuff, live together.
Well, Jillian doesn't have any kids, but she does live in the same house as Sally and is helping to raise her children after her Sally's husband died.
Yeah, well, he probably died because they weren't that great.
He died because they have a curse on their family.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a helpful thing to have. They're cursed.
Mentioned that before they got married.
Yeah, they're cursed.
All right, well, we got another vote, so I'm going to call it at 12 votes. The Witches of Eastwick are going on to the next round.
Woo-woo!
Dun, 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 dun. The Witches of Eastwick. Moving right along. Oh, God. This is so stupid. This is the stupidest shit.
This is what you guys came for. This is what everyone
The
wanted to see.
showdown.
I have zero passion about this one. Oh, hey, Bekki's there. Wait, what? How are you there?
That must be Boob. I mean,
Beefy. Mr. Beefy.
Mr. Beefy. Don't call him Boob. I do that. That's me.
Okay, so this is just... Guys, I don't even know what to tell you.
That's
Great.
my wife.
Really nice headbands is what I can say. Nice headband collection. So me, Gory B movie, which you guys made me be in this. Well, I got spell casting. I like to make mojo bags, which you put a little bit of herbs in there. You get some gemstones going. You tuck it under a pillow or something. That's some cool stuff. I can do tarot. I can use magic to change people's shirts or outfits.
Yeah.
Transmutation. I did turn my former high priestess into a bobblehead, which is why I got kicked out. Massive horror movie knowledge. I'm pretty good with knives and machetes.
You killed that pizza guy.
I did kill the pizza guy. And, occasionally known to throw an energy ball when the mood suits me.
I've had to clean up a lot of your victims. Kind of messy.
That's why we're getting into my weaknesses. Messy. A sucker for B movies. Mortal. Careless with the body disposals. The passion. And puppets. I love puppets.
Puppets are cool.
Puppets are rad. They're
I think
really
your
cool.
mass knowledge, though, might be something that would beat Miss Elvira. She's got a lot of
So my
knowledge too,
contender is, here's the thing, guys. Be yourself. Unless you can be Elvira, then be Elvira.
Oh, I see what what Mr. Beefy's doing. He's doing this so I can vote.
Oh,
That's why he's got
he was asking,
mine
what's
and
your
his.
vote?
Okay,
Oh,
I
okay.
get it now.
Nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
Elvira. She's a TV horror host, which is way cooler than being a YouTube horror host. She was in the Mistress of the Dark and Elvira's Haunted Hill. She's got comic books. She's got all kinds of crazy stuff.
Pilot episode of a show. Sadly didn't get picked up, but it was awesome.
She's been in Scooby-Doo. Pretty rad. Pretty rad indeed. Let's see. She's got a lot of power. So she's got spell casting because she inherited a book from her previous generations. Thought she was making dinner. Ended up summoning a demon, like you do. She's a
Ambrosia
lot.
salad.
She's a lot stronger than she looks. Her boobs, as you saw in the intro of the show, break chains. My boobs can't do that. wonderful at singing and dancing, massive horror movie knowledge. She is known to cause those around her to have bad luck, kind of like a black cat that crosses your path. She has the Book of Light spellbook that was passed down to her. She has a ring that can deflect powerful blasts of energy and can control the weather and probably other stuff too. Her weaknesses, sometimes she's a little overconfident, but she's Elvira. She's mortal, and her ambition can sometimes blind her to what's going on around. But there's not a whole lot of weaknesses because she's Elvira. So yeah, I know who I'm voting for. It will be Elvira.
I don't know. I think you could like change her outfit and disorientate her for a little bit.
Oh, definitely. Pop the wig off and you don't even know what's going on.
It's a macaw.
Yeah, it's a macaw. It's a macaw sitting on her head. She took it off and gave it to someone. Daphne.
And Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go vote for Elvira. Okay, here's the thing. I have energy balls. Her ring deflects them. What else can I do? Change outfits? She changed outfits before when she had her big show at the end, Mistress of the Dark. She had a different outfit. She doesn't care. She'll probably distract me with her awesome musical numbers. Also, she does that boob tassel thing. That's gonna mesmerize me. I'm not gonna be able to do anything. I might have knives and machetes, but she's got that kick-ass little knife. It's no-brainer, guys. Elvira has got this. This is a squash match.
Mr. Beefy, I'd like to vote for Gory B-movie.
The evidence is right here, dude.
I know, but I think that you need to go against somebody else before we say that you're not going to win. I want to know who your next person is, who you'd be going against.
There won't be another one because Elvira is going to win. I'm not joking, guys. Look at all of her powers. Compare that to my powers. Also, let's keep in mind.
You've raised the half demon, though.
You're charismatic, sorry. You are funny. Very funny.
She's funny.
Yeah, but you're funnier. I know, her jokes are corny. You're not as corny.
I'm pretty corny.
Sometimes you're corny, but not super corny. I love Elvira. I named my cat Elvira when I was like 9.
That's a great name.
Yeah, her full name was Ellie Belly Baby Schnickendoodles Wivers.
Oh!
But everybody called her Ellie or Elvira. Yeah, I loved her. I wanted to be that cardboard cutout at Albertsons by the beer.
Also, the passion. If she gets me riled up about movies or something, she can easily distract me. The passion!
I know, but you can use the passion for your good, too. Like, that pulls out all of your knowledge and the stuff you need to spew. So, I don't know. I'm still saying Gory B movie.
Okay, let's see what's going on in the chat. The Witches of Eastwick banded together to take down the patriarchy. Well said, Kevin. Gory B is in the battle. This is true. What about clown puppets? I love all puppets. She has big, supernatural, this is true. You have met Gory and Elvira. That's awesome. Actually, I think at the same con. Gory B, you guys are way too sweet. Elvira is a bit long in the tooth. Yeah, but I think she's immortal. And we also both just celebrated our 40th. Elvira's 40, I'm 40. So
Cassandra Peterson might not be 40, but Elvira.
We're not talking about Cassandra Peterson. Thank you, Ariel. Thank you, Tate. You guys are being really nice. Gory has the Care Bears here. This is true.
That's another power.
True. But it's not really an offensive power. You guys are hilarious.
On an off note about Elvira,
Gory graces us with her gory awesomeness.
She took my picture and put it on her website. Elvira did.
That's so
on her
cool.
page. Yeah, her.
The one where you were Reagan?
Yeah.
You know who didn't do that? Me. Head off the website.
She's already
I'm
voted.
right here. Look, smile. See there.
All right. Oh my God, you guys. Are you guys kidding me?
Gory B for the win.
I'm disappointed in all of you.
Love it.
No.
Yes, there's a little piece back here. I see it. It says, "Oh, Gory loves this."
I think she's blushing. She's
I do
turning
too.
red.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know you had color in your cheeks.
Ugh.
Just teasing. You're beautiful, darling. You're beautiful. They love you.
Can we get some votes for Elvira? How many people are here? We got 19 votes. God, guys.
Because you're awesome. They're not here to see Elvira. They're here to see Gory B.
Oh,
Movie.
I love you guys too, but okay. I guess I'm going to the next round. If
You know what though, you do have. No, I won't say that.
All right, let's move right along. Next, we got Chase Collins. Now, this one's a little obscure. You might be looking at it going, Gory, that's Bekki from Avengers. And you are right about that. Before he was the Winter Soldier, he was in the Covenant, which is like the boy version of the Craft.
Oh.
Yeah, boy version of the Craft. So I'm going to break this down for you because I don't think a lot of people have seen this movie. So this one's set in New England. And you have the Sons of Ipswich. When they turn 18, they ascend. And they get all these magical powers. So they can throw energy blasts. They have telekinesis. They can do all this crazy stuff. They can also will their powers to somebody else, which will kill them. And then that person's even stronger. So that's the thing. Chase is kind of the lost son of Ipswich. They didn't know that he existed because I think he was like illegitimate or whatever. Anyway, he's come back. He has already taken his father's power, and he's going to kill off all the other sons of Ipswich so that he's uber, super duper.
There can only be one.
Powerful list. It's kind of Highlandery, kind of crafty. Anyway, I love him in this because he has that line where he goes, "Ooh, witchy." You guys have to see this. It's B movie gold. B movie gold. Love it so much. Anyway, he's really manipulative. He starts off really, really charming, Sebastian Stan-like, as it were, but he's evil. He does this thing where he's got these telekinetic tendrils that can grab people and move them around, which is cool.
Am I?
It's a little like that.
Yeah.
He can use glamour to make things appear, like illusions that make himself or other people look different or change his voice. He can fly. He can control the weather. He can make spiders.
Well, that's pretty amazing.
Make spiders, makes them go into a girl's bed, makes them bite her a whole bunch, and sends her to the hospital.
So he can create sentient life.
Yeah.
Cool.
In spider form.
I did it once. It's not that big of a deal. Jeez.
Just have the right herbs.
Wow.
It technically just makes you a god. I mean,
Kind of, a little bit. Anyway, moving on. So he can manipulate dark spirits, which kind of show up as these like ghosts that like show up and they're like, rah, and it's super scary. He gets stronger. I already told you guys that. His weaknesses, okay, so in this world, in this Covenant world, the powers are super addictive. So it makes you a little insane. And it also, if you do it too much, it accelerates your aging. So that's not a good thing.
No.
It's not good.
No.
But if you suck the powers out of another of the Sons of Ipswich, then boom.
How do you suck said powers out of something?
All right, you gotta kill them or say, hey, will your powers to me, and then you suck them out.
when they're dead, where do you suck it out from?
I don't know. I think it's like in Bubba Hotep from their butthole.
Yeah, like Bubba
Oh,
Token.
yeah.
Right out of that anus cavity.
You really gotta want those powers.
Make it worth it.
They do, because they're teenagers and they get what they want.
Thanks, Tatum.
All right. Tatum, you're the best. And I heard that you and my good friend Ariel did a stream. I'm going to have to go check that out, because that sounds amazing. I did call it. Thank you. I am a daughter of the original Ipswich. You know, I am too, which is pretty great. I was born in Ipswich, England, not Ipswich, New England. Yes, this is true. I was made in Ipswich. Do you guys remember that Elton John song? I was made in England. You know what? Let's just move on. Hey Tatum, what's up? Hey, Zombie Tunes here. Nice. All right, suck it from where you like. Dealer's choice. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the contender. I could have been a contender. Nancy Downs. One of the coolest characters in movie history. That was a perfect impression.
I know, that's why I did.
So she's in The Craft. She's briefly in The Craft Legacy. So Nancy, kind of similar to Chase. She's kind of like, you know, the antagonist of this coven that forms in The Craft. What sets Nancy apart is what she really wants is power. She's uber hungry for power, and she wants to be like less white trash. I think that's how they phrase
life,
it.
yeah.
I believe that's exactly how they phrase it.
Her life's rough. And she wants to get that power so she can change all
So
that.
she invokes the spirit of Manon, which is basically what Wiccans would call spirit. It's the energy that's in all things, into her, and it makes her super powerful. She can walk on water. She can do all kinds of things. She does spell casting. She caused her stepfather to have a heart attack. He was a bad dude. It's okay. Telekinesis, levitation. She can walk on water. She can manipulate the weather. Divination, pyrokinesis. She can cause illusions like snakes everywhere. Astral projection. She can appear in your dreams, which is kind of cool. Teleportation, manipulation, all things. Weaknesses, she's balls crazy, guys. Balls to the walls crazy.
Always a weakness.
And the more powerful she gets, the crazier she gets. And at the end of it, she's in an asylum.
Yeah.
And she's still in an asylum in the sequel. So that's kind of that's just
sad.
That's sad. It's real sad.
Her
And
poor
she
mom.
is really addicted to power. So that's kind of a bummer right there. So guys, okay. All right. Who would win, Nancy or Chase?
We'll go with Nancy.
Not your Chase.
Nancy.
We'll go with Nancy. I think
Crap,
she's
it's one of my
crazy enough
favorite
and
movies
has
of
enough
all
of
time.
her sleeve to make Chase age himself, and then she's just kick him in his old wrinkly balls.
She did push Chris Hooker through a window.
Yeah.
She's drunk with power.
And it's not going to age her. It's just going to make her crazy. And you know what? When
Exactly.
you're crazy, it doesn't necessarily make you less powerful.
No, but it does seem to be something that when people get more power, the more crazy they get because it breaks their actual way of thinking. So it's like almost is the power what makes them crazy, or was it their own insides that make them
I think she's a little emotionally unstable, but she has no thing to care about Chase, so he's not going to get under her skin the way that she was kind of defeated in the craft.
He's pretty manipulative. In
Yeah,
fairness.
but she doesn't know him or care about him, and since I don't think
She's pretty
gonna work
judgy
for
that
her.
way.
Yeah, she has reasons to care in the craft about the people that she's kind of doing things with.
Well,
But
yeah.
if it's just someone and she doesn't know, I don't think it's gonna get under her skin.
You should look at it as more of a
We, for the first
A
time in
play
this fight, I think we're all going to agree. I'm going with Nancy too, just because she has just this unbridled energy. Largely attribute that to the incredible actress who plays her, Fairuza Balk, but she is a force to be reckoned with. She's incredibly intimidating. Her in this, I love the Covenant because it's funny. Ooh, witchy. But Sebastian Stan, bless his heart, is not nearly as scary as Nancy Downs. Nancy Downs, when she's coming at you like that, is a force, and she breaks down Sarah emotionally, to the point where she's going to kill herself because Nancy knows just what to say. It's not just her abilities, it's knowing exactly what to say. She knows that she's afraid of snakes, so she's got snakes everywhere, and she's on top of it. As crazy as she is, she's also highly intelligent. I think she's got this, guys.
Definitely.
So they fought several times. Chase probably get a couple wins here, but I'm gonna go with Nancy overall. She's balls crazy, and yeah, she gets a little crazier with more of that power, but he gets older with that power.
Exactly, and she doesn't. I mean, she even has a daughter in the second one. You find out her daughter is basically inherited her power.
Yeah.
So
How does she have a daughter if she's in the insane asylum?
I don't know. It's a stupid thing.
It's an insane asylum, and sadly,
She
things
might have
happen
gotten
now.
out at some point. She might have gotten
She
pregnant
got out
there.
like a stray cat.
I have no idea.
Came
You
back
just-
with a-
it's kind of like the surprise ending of it. You
You
find
can
out the main character is a daughter of her.
You can also get pregnant in an insane
She
asylum.
could have immaculately conceived. She did walk on water.
Better than,
She's evil witch Jesus.
better than the Phantom Menace.
She's Cartman.
I think.
Because his mom conceived him.
Well,
With
All right, I'm
all the
checking on the
parts.
chat. Yeah, there's gonna be a new Friday the 13th TV show, Brandon. I'm taking this very seriously. Tatum, I love you. I love Nancy too. The Craft sequel actually is pretty decent. It's not nearly as good as the original, but I mean, I own it. She's also in the Waterboy. She is in the Waterboy. This is true.
she's the devil.
I
so
liked
is Foosball.
Return to Oz when she was little. That was one of my favorite
Well,
movies.
that movie's so scary for kids.
I know. It's awesome though.
That's something
Yes.
I gotta cover on the show eventually. I missed the last photo as I had to pop to the loo. Mom, that's okay, but you can take your phone to the loo. Just don't drop it in the toilet as I have done in the past.
And she might not be Catwoman, but she was a cat woman in the Island of Dr. Rose.
True that. She was.
She's intense.
Hey, Cal-Al! I am back, buddy. Nice to see you.
Back and better than ever.
I love you too, Tano. All right, guys, this is our first squash match of the night. I guess we all agree. You just don't, you don't mess with Nancy. You don't mess with the weirdos, okay? You just don't.
No. You join them.
We are the weirdos. Right, guys?
That's the cool place to be.
Oh, do you have to, as my mother would say, do you have to pop to the loo?
I totally have to pop to the loo.
All right, well, enjoy that. I'll be fast. If you skip to the loo, you're liable to trip and end up peeing on yourself.
Then why did they write that song?
Because they didn't know what they were talking about.
Or they were just
but
hoping that people would do that.
I'm a modern woman, and I can tell you that is a bad idea. Hey, honey, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. Hi, Elvira.
Wait, what?
Yeah, right next to you.
Where? Oh. You had Sleazy in your chat once, so I'm just saying anything's possible.
She heard that she lost a fight. She's here now. Rolling up her sleeves.
Oh, God. I would just be like, no, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry it was them, not me.
He's talking to the blanket next.
That's a great blanket.
No.
Didn't any Mummy the Movie get you that?
Mm-hmm. My favorite blanket.
She's the best. Extron Gaming's in here.
So.
Woohoo! Nancy Downs all the way. Very cool. Very cool. All right. So, I actually just rewatched the first Warlock today. There are 3 Warlock movies. They're cheesy. They're fun. They're B-movie gold.
I'd say the first 2 are worth watching.
They're all fine in their own way. I don't think any of them are bad. Anyways, so you got Warlock the Armageddon, and then he's a totally different dude in Warlock the End of Innocence. It's the end of Innocence because it's the end of Julian Sands, and Julian Sands brings the innocence into the Warlock.
Skip it.
Actually, Julian Sands was originally going to be the guy who goes back in time to get the Warlock, and the other guy was going to be the Warlock, and they switched him to have him play against type, which is crazy now because I just think of Julian Sands as a really creepy dude because of this unboxing Helena.
Yeah. Whole other box of worms.
All right, I didn't get too far into it.
Okay.
Just said what movies he's in. So this is the Warlock. You seen these movies?
No.
They're pretty crazy, dude. Pretty crazy. Late 80s special effects.
I have Warlock on Super Nintendo.
I have all 3 of these on Blu-ray. We should watch these. We should marathon these.
Yeah.
All right, so he is a master of black magic, right? So he was like in the past, and he was doing all this evil shit. And then he like yeeted his ass out to the future. Falls into this girl's house in the 80s. And you think, because they take care of him, he'd be grateful. Fuck no. He rips off this guy's finger, steals his ring, so he can get power. That's all he cares about is power. He makes this girl super old. She ages 20 years every day.
Oh, God.
And she was nice to him. Because
His eyes, doesn't he?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. In order to fly, he takes the fat of an unbaptized boy.
Oh, that's pretty.
He takes somebody else's eyes for something else later on.
Yeah.
I think it's to make like the Dark Lord talk to him through somebody. He absorbs the powers through a book and gets pyrokinesis. He knows where to find all the, like, if he was playing Sonic the Hedgehog, he'd know where all those secret cubes are with the powers.
Oh, okay.
That's what he does. Where the hidden mushrooms are in Mario. He's really good at that. Okay, let's see. He's got demonic powers, flight. He's charismatic, even though he's way evil. He's manipulative. He knows lots of hexes and curses. Pyrokinesis, and he's really intelligent. Things that will stop him. Salt. He actually ended up being killed by being injected with salt water. He was killed by a knife made from the Holy Grail.
Okay.
And he was just stabbed to death in the last one.
That was the other guy.
Those are
It's the same Warlock. I just feel bad about that though, because like, you know how hard it would be to find the Holy Grail and make a knife? Yeah. And then the next guy just stabs him with a regular knife. It's like,
Like
I
we
went
didn't
to a
need
lot
a
of
Holy
trouble.
Grail knife. We just see.
There's other cool stuff you can do too. You can get nails and a hammer and pound them into his footprints and then he feels it like a kind of like a voodoo doll thing.
Ooh.
My favorite scene is when he like flies out of the luggage compartment on that plane, and it's clearly just a dummy on a rope that's being pulled out.
I like it when he flies to the barn.
Yes.
He's dragging the other guy through the cabbage. Good times, guys. Good times. Love Warlock. If you guys love the Warlock, let me know. It's a really good movie. And who better to fight the Warlock than the VVitch? The VVitch.
The what?
The VVitch.
They reach.
The VVitch. The
Reach.
VVitch. So this is her looking super hot because she does magic. But normally she's kind of an old crone type gal. This one's super easy because she doesn't appear in the movie very much, but she is the one who's causing all of the bad mamba jamba that's happening in this film.
Oh, her and Black
The
Phillip.
storyteller.
Well, yeah, so essentially these witches, they find this goat named Black Phillip, who's the devil. Right? He gets them to sign in his book, and he's like, you want to live deliciously?
Sign my book.
You were an outcast from your stupid religious village that didn't want you anymore, so you know what? Here, fly around naked in my forest.
Right. So she can fly if she kidnaps a baby, grinds it into baby paste, similar to the Warlock here. You see what's going on?
Like Madame Mallory.
Grind it into baby paste, and then you can fly, but I think you still have to be naked because they're all naked for some reason. Or maybe it's just because they're in the woods.
It's more
They just
free.
feel, they like the
I don't know.
breeze
I don't
between their
know.
knees.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you do you. They can create illusions. Like at one point, a woman thinks she's nursing her baby. It's actually a crow pecking at her teats. They can do glamour, so she makes herself look like this kind of hot Red Riding Hood, even though she don't look like that. Shape shifting. They have dark magic, but the catch to this is the powers are dependent on this pack with Black Phillip. So I guess theoretically, I mean, there's not a sequel or anything. Were you to piss off Black Phillip, he could be like, scratch your name out of the book, white out that.
Just put it down.
Then I don't think you got no
I
powers
mean,
anymore.
when the devil comes to collect, you might just be screwed, but
There's also a lot of
I mean,
pilgrims running around. They could convert you and you could be like born again, and then you wouldn't have no
they could
powers.
also maybe try and burn you at the
Pilgrims
stake.
were
They
the
could.
worst.
They could burn you at the stake or hang you or do all other kinds of.
Dunk you in
Pilgrims
water. They
were
were
not
awful
cool.
people.
I don't get this whole
Horrible people.
Thanksgiving thing. Like
I don't like the pilgrim aspect
The
of the
Puritans.
Thanksgiving.
That's
the
what it is. The
Puritans.
Puritans were
Yes.
fuck ups.
It's just very
Gross and
narrow-minded
mean.
thinking.
And very
narrow-
hypocritical because they
Exactly.
supposedly left their country for
Religious persecution.
Yeah, but then that's exactly what they just do to everyone around them when they. Yeah. So.
Well, and it seems like every time, somebody's got a little kink to them, they tell them, oh, that's wrong.
Well, if a woman does math or wears pants,
See?
she's a witch.
Lucky for me, I'm not very good at math. There you go. All right, so Danny.
And you look good in a skirt.
Thank you.
But you are a witch, and I love you for it.
That's where a lot of us went under the radar because not all witches are really good at math. So some of us are, just not this one.
It's just not your forte.
It's just not.
It's just not that way.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm just
Right.
gonna have to go with the Warlock on this, though. I think he's just a little more direct with his ruthlessness. And I don't think her witch tricks would work on him like they would on those gullible family people that are out in the woods, kind of being idiotic to begin with.
I do feel like the family was kind of their own undoing, and she just was like an opportunist.
Yeah.
It sounds like the Warlock doesn't have two fucks to give about anything. He just it'd be me caring about a person over this lipstick here. This lipstick, whatever.
He really doesn't, which is sad because
It's
he's
just
kind of,
really-
he's got really nice hair. Like you'd want to run your hands through it, but he wouldn't let you do that.
I don't know. Those eyes tell me to stay the fuck away.
Like I'm like sleepover. We're both witches, and he's like, fuck no.
Now I just burnt your house down.
It actually sucks because we actually have regular get-togethers, like me, the Blair Witch, the Vitch. We invite Warlock all the fucking time, and he's all like, "Oh, maybe. Oh, I gotta like wash my hair that night." It's just he's an ass. He's never shown
Well,
up.
I mean, he's busy with his new wave band.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Feasting on
this is a little behind the scenes stuff for
Scientologists.
you guys. So let's see what's going on in the chat. I'm gonna check on the chat, and then we're gonna call it. Wow. Let's see. Warlock, who was better, Sans or the actor that played in part 3? I actually think the guy in part 3 did a good job, but this part, I mean, this is part was made for Julian Sands. Like, he embraced this role. He is chilling in this role. So I think he's better. But the guy in part 3 is not terrible.
That's basically my review of Stepfather 3.
I never had that game, Danny Knightmare.
I'm
The
voting
Warlock,
for the Warlock.
game.
Oh,
On
I need
Super
to play
Nintendo.
that.
Beefy.
Yeah, I have it on Super Nintendo.
Dun, 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 dun.
If you're gonna go by those powers, he does have like, you know, energy orbs and shit too.
If that's a good point there, Zombie Tune. If you like Wishmaster, it's kind of in that same vein. A little bit earlier with the effects. The effects are not quite as good. But if you like Wishmaster, I think you would like Warlock. It has a great Vestron 3-pack that you can get uber cheap. I highly recommend it.
I don't know if we're counting the video game, but he does have power orbs and shields and that. So.
Orbs are cool.
Yeah, he's got big balls.
You're voting for Warlock, yes?
Yes.
Oh, we all agree again. Pilgrims are murderers and turkey tastes like napkins. Aw. If they taste like napkins, someone's doing it
It
wrong.
might not be actually a turkey you're
Oh,
eating.
you know, sometimes people can tell you that because they can't afford to get a turkey.
Might have just made a, you know, the turkey.
Like
out
one of those swans.
Yeah, maybe they did a turkey one.
Don't eat the swans. Wait for the food, the warm meat thing that comes out. Don't eat the paper swan. Oh, I just saved your Thanksgiving. You're welcome. Let's see here. Ariel's voting for Warlock. Extron's voting for Warlock. Extron's gonna give
I
it
would
to
actually rather eat
Gonna
Pilgrim
give it to
though
ya.
on Thanksgiving than turkey. Just saying.
you. Well, as a Native American, I think you deserve that. Tatum voted Warlock. Nice, nice. All right, I'm calling it, and the Warlock won. The Warlock. Oh my god.
I think if he went up against Black Phillip, he might be in more trouble, but I just have to kind of go with him. Like, I don't think her type of tricks are going to work on him.
Okay, so let's see who is going to fight the Warlock in round 2. We're going to get into some crazy ones here. Some craziness. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Little zero. Okay, Warlock. Okay, so this is the Grand High Witch. She is witch goals. Witch goals for sure. Massively fashionable. Got a whole troop of witches that follow her. And if you don't follow her, her eyes get all purple and then she can zap you and then you evaporate. But she's got this really great plan. Like, you know when you hear someone's great plan, you're like, God, I wish I thought of that. Right? Yeah. So you know how like kids really stink, right? So she's really good at smelling kids. I don't need to be really good at smelling kids. I have a teenager. I can smell him from here. But her plan is to turn all the children into mice so that people just kind of get rid of them. And then they'll get rid of them too. It's not a terrible plan. But then you can't use the kids to make baby paste. So you gotta choose which way you're going with this. Do you want baby paste or you just want to get rid of them? So I don't think she wants baby paste because she doesn't do a lot of the flying.
I just want to see a mouse drive a little motorcycle. So I like her plan.
Yeah, mice are cute. Especially when they talk, like in this movie. So she's got a potion that she uses to turn the kids into mice. She's really manipulative. She has to wear a disguise because they have like square feet. So they have to wear special shoes. They are bald. They wear wigs. They're all scary looking underneath. They have to wear gloves. Let's see. And she ultimately was defeated by her own potion. She was turned into a rat and killed, which is really sad. It's so sad. Like you don't know. You work so hard making a potion.
The irony is hilarious.
But like, can you imagine like if someone used something you made against you?
Well, I mean, I think it'd be funny. Because I don't know. That just sounds funny to me. Sorry, I just have a sick sense of humor. I guess.
I think you do. I think you do. You're thinking of all the poor witches who are suffering right now. But you know, whatever.
Oh, rats.
Her opponent?
Her opponent in the other corner, Helena Markos. Give it up. Give it up.
Suspiria.
She's one of the oldest witches we got here today. She was actually played by somebody who's uber old too. She was like 90 years old. All right, so this is Helena Markos. I went with Helena Markos because she's a different mother in both incarnations of the movies. 1977 and the 2018 remake, but she's still Helena Markos in both of them. So we're going with that. So Helena Markos is the leader of this troupe of ballerina witches. You heard me, ballerina witches are super badass in the remake because when they dance, sorry, I didn't mean to hit your boob.
I saw that.
When they dance, they make people like contour and they break them up, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, so she's got a massive following of witches who follow her. And she is the oldest and wisest of the three mothers. At one point, she looks like this is her normal like face, like, you know, when she wakes up, kind of like how I look like before I get my makeup on in the morning. But she uses necromancy to reanimate the corpse of a girl who's died, and she commands that corpse to kill Susie Bannon, who is just like a homewrecker. She comes into the school, they give her everything, and Susie Bannon's just messing up everything. That's a story for another day. Anyway, and ultimately, in the remake, she wants to take Susie's body through a ritual, but Susie's just like super greedy and doesn't help her. So her weaknesses is ultimately she is mortal. As you can see in the picture, she's killed because Susie Bannon, again, stabs her in the neck, which is so Susie. And then Susie Bannon in the remake summons death that kills her because never can invite her to tea. Fuck, dude, I got stories about Susie Bannon for you for days.
Spill the tea, Gory. Spill the tea.
That is for another day. Yeah. So, but she was pretty badass until Susie Bannon came and messed up everything. So, let's go ahead and put this poll in there. Helena Markos versus the Grand High Witch.
I don't know. They were both kind of just defeated, but the Grand High Witch was defeated by children who were mice.
Yeah. What's your point?
Kids are always killing people.
Yeah, but they're like little
Seriously,
mice kids.
every minute of every day, a kid is killing somebody. I mean, if nothing else, they're hopes and dreams.
They're soul suckers.
Mm-hmm. Energy vampires.
I think, she's playing with her mice potions, though. Like, there's going to be some dancing going on, and that dancing's going to get deadly.
Probably. Ballerinas. I don't know. They both died. They were both killed. So, I mean, I don't know these movies. But I do like Angelica Houston. And I remember now seeing her with the witch makeup on, which is completely different from what you did. And I really liked that makeup. It was rather scary.
I think
it looked like a Gorgon almost in a way. Like
I think Helena will use the mice, make them reenact the Nutcracker, and then that will kill the Grand Witch.
But that's like this the whole thing of the Nutcracker. Anyways, the witch or the two-headed queen was command of rats and mice, and she made them do all her bidding.
That's awesome.
So that's like
in Cinderella, how she got all those mice to make her clothes.
I don't know if she got them too. They offered.
Yeah,
they felt sorry
they
for her.
offered.
Yeah.
Disney totally twisted that story around. They offered.
What were they paid?
Mm-hmm.
Food.
Make a dress and everything.
Right.
Do the chores.
Right. I don't know. This is a tough one. I mean, I'm going to say Helena Markos, I think, is a lot older. So she survived a lot more. I think ultimately what took her out is that she was just super old and she needed a new body. Had she gotten one, she would have been okay. Whereas the Grand High Witch was kind of taken out by her own hubris.
Yeah.
So... I'm going to go with Helena Markos, but I think this is pretty close. I'm going to hear what you guys are saying in the chat, though. All right, I'm going to check on the chat, and then I'm going to call the vote. The Warlock. Ah, yes, the Grand High Witch from The Witches. The Witches remake was... You know, there's things I liked about it, but overall, I wasn't super impressed with it. Please note that my vote is for the Grand High Witch. It is truly for Angelica Houston. I love Angelica Houston so much. The Suspiria remake was good. I agree. It's very long, but it is very good.
A more coherent story.
The Grand High Witch for me. All right, who are you guys voting for?
I voted for Helena, but like I said, I think that she'll use those mice and make them dance. And
Hey, and there's that song Helena by My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, there is.
Me too.
Anyway, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch tiger by his tail. Just let him go.
I don't think there's a bad answer.
Honestly,
Grand High Witch.
The Grand High Witch. All right, so let's let your
Mr.
vote
Beefy,
get in.
if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Grand High Witch. Because she's grand and high.
But I think you're good because she's got a pretty significant lead. So I'm going to call it. And the Grand High Witch is going to go on to round 2. And we have 2 more fights. And then, guys, round 2 goes a lot faster. A lot faster. Don't worry. We actually have been going pretty good. It's only been an hour.
Yeah, we've been doing some good
I
stuff.
think we're getting really good at this. Awesome. No big deal.
We didn't have any rust coming back.
You're a little broken, a little worse for wear.
Oh,
That
yeah.
has nothing to do with doing this, though.
No, I know.
Said a little rust coming back, but you've got a little extra.
Mommy Bee movie, not a fan of the New Witches movie. I like parts. I like Octavia Spencer a lot. She's in it. I didn't care for the new Grand High Witch or the look of the witches. I thought that was terrible. Bad CGI. There's a lot I didn't like about it. But the stuff with Octavia Spencer and Chris Rock's character as a little kid, I thought that was really cute. And I like how they fixed the ending because they went with the ending more from closer to what the book is, which I liked.
I like it when things do that.
Apparently, you are so sweet.
Oh, thank you. You don't know me.
Y'all
Or
don't
she
know
means
me.
like good enough to eat.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, now we're
Thank
getting
you.
into the heavy hitters, guys. This is where it's kind of exhausting. More exhausting. The TV ones are always exhausting because there's so much lore. So much lore.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, you've seen this one as well, so you can help out a little bit. Sabrina Spellman. So this is not the original one with Melissa Joan Hart because that was in no way a horror show. But Chilling Adventures of Sabrina absolutely is. The TV show and the comics. Damn. Sabrina has a lot of powers. Now, what she shares with her opponent, who we'll get to in a minute, is they were both at one point Queen of Hell. Sabrina was actually able to do it by splitting herself in 2, which is kind of impressive. Sabrina,
Using time travel.
using a time travel spell. Oh boy, she is great at spell casting. She can manipulate people's memories, like make them forget stuff. She can contain beings. She does illusions. She does glamours. She does astral projection. She's exorcised demons out of people. She can create wards of protection. She's opened up portals. She is one of the only 3 witches in history of this universe who was able to summon Hellfire, which she used to defeat some pretty powerful enemies. She has telekinesis. She can contact the dead. She can go into people's dreams. It's just such a long list. She can levitate, pyrokinesis. She can resurrect the dead, and she can heal herself and others. She's really powerful.
The question would be is what power doesn't she have?
Like none.
They can't think of
Like
it. Like all of
none.
them. Well,
And she's got a snarky cat. Oh, wait, that's the
But she is mortal, so she has died a couple times. The second time was kind of by design. They had it kind of planned that way. Her throat was cut and she bled out. And she went to the afterlife, and then she showed up in Riverdale. So she can, as she put it, her witch's death is just kind of like a temporary inconvenience. She can resurrect herself. And the first time she was killed by arrows, but yeah, Sabrina is a BAMF, dude. She's BAMF.
one of her was Queen of Hell for a while.
Yeah, dude.
that says something.
She likes to break into song and dance. She's got a little bit of that Winifred in her. The Winifred Sanderson.
She probably keeps her in a little box.
Oh, yeah, she's got a band.
Sings for her.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so her opponent, Rowena, another one with just so many powers. So many powers. She's from Supernatural. Great show. A lot of seasons. Kind of an investment. But if you want to see Rowena, she shows up in season 10, and then she's there till the end. Starts off as kind of a bad guy, ends up as kind of an anti-hero.
Crowley's mom.
Yes. She is the King of Hell's mother. She eventually becomes the Queen of Hell herself after she dies, which is kind of a BAMF move. You die, and then when your friends go to find you in the afterlife, you're running hell.
She's like, I actually should have died a long time ago.
Yeah, she was like, she enjoyed it more than being alive.
Probably had everything.
But there was a lot of times where she died and she didn't really die because she can make these hex bags to where she has one on her. If she gets her neck snapped or something, it doesn't have any effect.
And when she finally does die, it's more of a sacrifice thing. But then she gets to be the Queen of Hell, so...
Yeah, it's kind of like a prophecy thing. She kind of knew it had to happen. Great at spellcasting, great at hex bags. She's immortal in the sense that she doesn't get sick and she doesn't age. But she does have a mortal body that can be wounded. Yeah. She can resurrect herself using that the hex bag thing. She can regenerate. She can kill demons. The more damage she takes, the longer it does take to regenerate. So, you know, these have caveats, so to speak. She can resurrect others with spells. She can do that molecular combustion thing. She can turn people into animals. Healing, hexes. She can cause profuse bleeding. Astral projection. She can do a lot of things, guys. She can remove curses, telekinesis, illusions, tracking. She can manipulate fate. That's a thing. That's a thing. Soul control. Teleportation, pyrokinesis, and portals. Portals are a thing. So those are things. Weaknesses. If her body's really, really damaged, there's not a lot she can do to heal it. She can heal like some damage, but you know, she gets run over by a steamroller. There's nothing that's going to be done for a while. She is vulnerable to iron, like all witches are in the supernatural universe. She, like I said, has a mortal body. If she does too much magic, she gets exhausted and then her powers suffer. There is a witch killing spell in their universe. There's various blades. They also have things that they can use to trap witches in their universe.
She starts off as a nemesis to the Winchesters, but then honestly a weakness of being their friend, because that never usually works out well for people.
That was a lot, guys. That was a lot. Like, I need a nap. Those are some powerful ladies.
Yes.
So I'm assuming they're basically fighting for who's Queen of Hell at this point.
I think that you know what, that's the premise here. They're fighting for who is Queen of Hell. Who is gonna win? Sabrina has headbands too.
Yeah, and she also looks like
I'm pro headband.
I give Rowena definitely the experience edge. She's been around a lot longer. She's a lot older than Sabrina. I don't know, Sabrina's pretty gifted at so many things. And also, her spells are usually quicker, and she doesn't usually need to consort of books so many times. Depending on what it is. I mean, sometimes she does, but...
teenager.
Honestly, I think Rowena is probably the more interesting character because she does have more flaws. But Sabrina, I mean, one of the flaws of that show is her powers are kind of limitless. And once it seems like she comes up against a brick wall, by the end of the episode, she has surpassed that. Even dying, she goes to basically heaven at the end of the series, and then she's back in Riverdale, and it's like, oh, you know, death, not a big deal. So, I think I'm going to go with Sabrina.
I'm going to go with Sabrina.
Sabrina Spellman. All right, I'm going to check in with the chat, and then we're going to call it, because we've got our big main event of the card. Octavia Spencer's going to be the best thing in most movies. This is true. She's also in Halloween, too. Rob Zombie's Halloween, too, which is cool.
I love that actress.
She's amazing.
She
is great in The Help.
Yeah, she's serious. I would never want to be one of her kids or getting in trouble. Can you imagine just the... Just
Zachary Bird says, airstrike on Sabrina. Extron loves Sabrina. Not a fan of the newer Sabrina show, sorry. It's okay if you're not a fan of it. Just go with who you think would win in a fight. Rowena for the win, says Crowfeather. Bekki, do you have a channel too? She doesn't, but we're working on getting an Etsy store set up. She makes a lot of cool crafts.
I do.
Headbands and scrunchies and soaps and just all the things. Beard oil, all the things.
Stuff.
I went with Rowena just because she does have that experience. In fact, she's actually band together to take on God, and that's one thing Sabrina has yet to do.
That's true. Though Sabrina is the daughter of the devil.
Exactly. Yeah. I know. It's close. I think it's like 50-50, flip a coin here, but I went with Rowena on the boat just because a little bit of
it's tough. Edge. Rowena helped banish the darkness.
Trick God and all that stuff. And
so much stuff. so much. But we've got 15 votes, so I'm gonna call it. Last chance. Hurry up, hurry up.
That's certainly no wrong answer.
Mr. Beefy, did you put one down for Sabrina?
All right.
Teenage Witch.
Calling it. And Sabrina. We're doing good on time. All right. Sabrina's going into round 2. Okay. One big, massive one. And luckily, round 2, I don't go over their powers again. That's only a round 1 thing. So it goes a lot faster. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Do. Okay, so we got Bonnie Bennett representing that Vampire Diaries, you know, hashtag all dude vampires.
She's not a vampire, right?
She is not. She's a witch.
Okay.
And she comes from a very long line of Bennett witches. She's got a lot of powers. She has premonitions. She has telekinesis, pyrokinesis, aerokinesis, which is using the wind. Accelerated healing, necromancy. She has expression magic, which is really dark magic. She has repelled hellfire. And she resurrected her boyfriend, Jeremy. And she fought an original vampire. Not only an original, he's a hybrid. And was the only one who was able to do any damage to him. So that's pretty impressive. Her weaknesses. She's died twice because she killed herself. Because if she uses too much of her magic, it kills her. So she has been resurrected. But yeah, if she uses too much magic, she will die. Yeah. So there's that. And in the other corner, we got, from my favorite show of all time, Willow Rosenberg. Dun, 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 dun. I love Buffy. So from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, TV shows, the comics, Willow starts off as like just floating pencils and stuff. By the end of it, in the comics, she is the most powerful being in the universe. She is more powerful than the named character, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She is more powerful than Angel. She is the most powerful being in the universe. To give you an idea, there's a seed of power. At one point, she connects to it, and that's a big deal. Later on, she creates one because the world has been void of magic. So she just makes a new one. She activated all the potential Slayers. She gave them all powers. Just because. She brought Buffy back from the dead using magic. She used lots of spells. She can levitate herself. She can levitate other things. She's fluent in Latin. She's a little computer nerd. She absorbed a bunch of dark magic. Flayed a guy. Removed his skin.
Bored now.
Bored now, yes. She also absorbed a lot of white magic. That's how she was able to activate all the Slayers. So that's hundreds of girls all over the world. And she imbued them with all this special power using a scythe. She fought a god and lived. She fought a kaiju and lived. She has electrokinesis, like shooting electricity. She has a sonic scream that she needs to like banish a demon. That would be so cool. I know, right? She can teleport, astral projection. She can turn people from rats to humans. She can turn people to animals. She has pyrokinesis. She can make force fields, healing, glamour. She turned Dawn, who at the time was like a centaur, into a giant.
Turned another friend into a rat, right? At one point.
She turned her friend who was a rat back into a human.
But then
her friend turned herself into a rat.
And then she accidentally turned her back into a rat without even noticing.
Yeah, but then she turned her back again.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. She has telepathy, empathy, photokinesis, and interdimensional travel.
And she's
gone to the future.
She's also a nerd. She's really smart and good with computers and great at studying.
I already said that. At one point, her weaknesses aren't even really weaknesses, because at one point in season 6, she is highly addicted to magic. To the point that it ruins her relationships. She becomes extremely arrogant. She works on it, and then when her lover is killed, she absorbs all this dark magic. And the only thing that stops her is her best friend connecting to the soft, warm, fuzzy part of her and getting her to just kind of break down into tears. But beyond that, if she didn't love her friends so much, nothing would have stopped her. She would have destroyed the universe.
Yeah, she could have. At least the world right there.
What's cool is we have a lot of characters in this lineup who are addicted to magic. She's the only one who's actually recovered. She spends the next season kind of moving into magic gradually and is able to use magic without it being addictive, like being able to make it kind of a natural part of herself.
I have a question. She's addicted to magic. What does that exactly look like? Is she just constantly doing spells, constantly changing things?
She has a fight with her girlfriend. She makes her forget it. It becomes like a drug.
Okay.
She does these spells that kind of get her like really high and stuff. At one point, she's so high in magic, she gets in a car accident and she injures Buffy's little sister. It's bad. It's kind of like drugs.
Okay.
But
I just was curious, like, what does that look like?
She comes out the other side.
But she's mortal. Like,
She is mortal.
Hypothetically,
I know.
her lover gets shot and killed, and since it's not supernatural, she couldn't bring her back. But hypothetically, if she was shot in the head instead of her, that she probably would have just died.
But in the comics, at one point, they show the future, and Willow's the only character who's still there, and she hasn't aged. So her body is mortal, but like Rowena, she will probably live forever.
Yeah.
She also got it on with a goddess. I forgot about that. That was cool.
And she used to have a werewolf boyfriend at one point.
Yeah, that's cool.
She's dated some interesting people.
Damn, she's did some cool stuff. All right.
She's so cool.
So
Yeah,
I'm
it's pretty
going to
cool, though,
put this
actually.
in the chat here. Oh, I'm so excited. I don't have to go through all their powers anymore. Woo! That's the hardest part. In the future, I think I'm going to make little videos that do that. Because then we'd have like video footage. It's kind of, I wanted to do it
Do
today,
like
but it
that.
does take a long time.
Yeah, I can make like a little.
Especially when you
video.
start
What
doing
did you
only,
see in the
like-
video?
I'm gonna do like 8 people eventually, so that'd be easier.
So here's the thing. I found an article that kind of sums it up. So Bonnie can use expression magic, which is kind of like dark magic. Willow has an all-powerful dark alter ego that almost destroyed the universe.
Dark Willow.
Bonnie saved Mystic Falls from Hellfire. Willow activated all the Slayers. Bonnie comes from a powerful line of witches and resurrected her boyfriend Jeremy. Willow resurrected the Slayer.
Buffy wasn't super happy about it.
Willow was a threat to the first evil. Willow was a threat to the god Glorificus. Willow fought the Mare in pure demon form, which is basically a giant snake. Bonnie fought an original vampire, which is impressive, but compared to Willow, yeah, for me, this is a no-brainer. I'm going to Willow. Bonnie is a badass, undeniably. I think she's one of the few people who could go up against Willow and hold her own. But ultimately, Bonnie uses too much power. She will die.
That's, I think,
All Willow has to do, usually Willow will absorb power from her opponents. All she has to do is let Bonnie burn herself out.
Yeah, I think that's the main factor here.
Mr. Beefy, I'm voting for Willow. Thank you.
I think Bonnie can hold her own for a while in this fight, but she'll eventually pop where Willow won't.
And this one time at band camp?
I know. I
Yeah,
like her
right?
flute things.
Say my name.
Alrighty.
Oh.
So, wow, Willow's kicking some butt. But I'm going to check in with the chat, and then we are going to call it, so get your votes in. Uh-oh, I got a frog on my throat.
I mean, I had one earlier. Around with these frogs.
What happened to the Scarlet Witch? I revamped it a bit. I decided that some of them were just not horror.
Sparkle.
So I got rid of Twilight Sparkle and Scarlet Witch. Multiverse of Madness had horror elements in it, but I really wanted this to showcase horror characters from horror movies. So I wanted to have like the VVitch in there. I wanted to have more horror movie characters in there to really represent horror. There's plenty of channels that will showcase the Marvel movies. This is just not the channel. But we might do some dream matches eventually.
I'd kind of say that movie's like Evil Dead 4, though.
I agree. Also, a lot of times I need to find people who match pretty close. Because it's not fun if it's like, you know, like we had the Blair Witch too, but it would be hard for a lot of these people to fight her just because of the circumstances.
And the Love Witch was going to be here, but she killed herself. So.
The Love Witch's spells are terrible, and she ultimately kills herself, yes. Yeah, rest in peace, Green Ranger.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And also the gal who played Meg in Supernatural.
Yeah.
She
They
died
were
of
both
leukemia.
pretty young. Like, just pop off like that. It's sad.
Willow all the way. Yeah, Penn and Teller do like Willow. She was on their show, the one where they had to try to figure out people's magic tricks. That was a good one.
She also like knows how you met your mother.
This is true. This is true. All right. So, oh wow, this was a squash, and Willow is the winner.
And her stepmom's an alien.
This is true. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Uh-oh. Did I close it? I did. Oh, well. I'm going to open it back up.
You do that.
I'm doing it right now.
Use the opening spell.
Go.
Cast open.
Okay, I did it. It just made it look like I was really
Don't
constipated.
cast too hard.
Actually, most magic makes me look like I'm really constipated. True story.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Dragon Ball Z.
It's true. I wish I could do magic so well that it made me blonde, like in Dragon Ball Z.
That's
And now it makes your hair this color. They're like, the new ones.
Oh, that's cool. That's even better.
Super
This
Saiyan.
explains a lot.
I love Dragon Ball Z.
You do?
Yes, I watched it all the time as a kid.
That's awesome.
Hey,
Guys,
what
round
about-
2.
I should have used fortune teller Baba. She's from Dragon Ball Z. Just kidding.
All right. Are you guys ready for round 2?
Do it.
Round
Let's
2
do
is a
this.
lot easier.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Rounding off the 2.
Oh, all the way to round 2. Hey, all right, Willow, we know you
that's
won.
really fast.
Oh, we did pretty good.
Yeah.
That's like
Like,
good
really
time
good.
for us. I'm
The
impressed.
stream is really flowing.
I actually was gonna cut it down to like 8 participants to make it shorter. So
I was like, nah, because he did every other one the same. Like, you
We
should,
just,
like, at this one, at least do this one. Once you start doing other ones,
your hair gets like bigger the farther down the line we get.
Nice and free.
Because his hair is full of secrets.
Broken glass.
Oh. All right, so guys, backing up to the beginning. Back it up. Back it up. Beep, beep, beep. We've got our winners from the last one. The Charmed Ones. Remember them? Lots of powers. Lots of powers. Power of 3. Set you free. Versus the Witches of Eastwick.
Once again, Witches of Eastwick beat the devil, but unfortunately, the Charmed Ones are just way outmatching them here. As much as I like the Witches of Eastwick, I think it's an awesome movie.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
And I think they're great for what type of witches they are, but their universes are so different. And the type of magic that they do is so different. And, like, they were more evenly paired up with us practical magic, because that was more practical.
Well, yeah, like Witches of Eastwick, they make a great puppet at the end. They give the devil his due. They're pretty badass. They make the devil into a little homunculus at the end, which is cool.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the Charmed Ones are really...
They have way too many.
They have so many...
Though most of their magic won't work on them, because they are good witches.
Well, no, because actually they got powers from the devil. So they would be able to use their
But
powers
it's
on
like
them.
they went to the store and bought the how to do magic kit when the other ones were born with it.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
still not
Like-
bad. I mean, I still think the
At
Charmed
the
Ones
height
are
of their power, when they're getting influenced by Daryl, then absolutely the Charmed Ones can kick it. Also, a lot of their powers do work on anybody. So.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be like some of it would be.
I don't think they're good
nerfed,
witches.
but-
Maybe anti-hero witches, but good adjacent witches, but they're not good witches.
They're just vain witches.
Why are they vain? Because they have awesome hair?
They're
They're
they do things just
horny
for themselves,
witches.
though. So, you know,
Like selfish witches.
yeah, I guess vain. Too.
They're massively horny.
The town they live in is very judgmental.
It really is.
Any of those women though today look almost identical to what they look like then.
I'm just saying, I don't
I
think
mean-
all the powers would work because they're not necessarily evil, but it doesn't matter. The Charmed Ones still have enough magic to where it would work. They would still win.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think in an ideal situation, the Witches of Eastwick would get the Charmed Ones to help them get rid of Daryl.
I think they just don't be friends.
Yeah.
In real life.
I
But
still think the Charmed Ones would win.
I'm voting the Charmed Ones.
I voted for the Charmed Ones. Let me
Miss
check in
Beefy.
with the chat. Charmed Ones. Ben Ravencroft would be there. Actually, I was thinking of some cool ones. I thought of Dark Shadows. Like that's why I wanted to do more horror movie ones because there's so many good ones. We don't need to pull from Marvel. We don't need to pull from non-horror stuff. Ben Ravencroft from Scooby Doo is great. We're gonna do another whole season of this. I think we'll do some little one-off ones. But eventually we'll do another whole big showdown probably next year.
Okay.
Maybe once a year we'll do a big showdown. I don't know. Yeah, Fool Us. That's what it's
sparklers
called.
and everything.
Oh, that's really sad. And Kevin Conroy. Danny has great green hair. Charmed Ones beat the devil too. This is true. This is true. The Charmed Ones have gone up against so many. Ariel voted for the Charmed Ones. Oh boy. Actually, it's a lot closer than I thought it would be.
The Witches of Eastwick actually was winning for a while.
Wow, really?
The Charmed Ones just took the lead.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It's a good movie. It
is a good movie.
I think they're great
for.
for what they do. It's just their type of magic is like not in the same league.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And I think even they're not evil, so the Charmed Ones, the magic would be somewhat nerfed. But even saying that, they would still be more powerful.
Yeah, I disagree. I think their powers come from a dark place.
Possibly. I mean, I think once it's purified, once they get rid of them. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like, I think even if it was nerfed, they would still have more.
I mean,
they're also better at killing.
The fact that their powers lead to someone dying, and that's why they had to get rid of Daryl, I'd say that's dark magic.
What about his other brother, Daryl? Sorry, I had to. I couldn't help it.
Even if they weren't like that, they're better at fighting demons and stuff. So if it was just really a fight to the death.
The Charmed Ones are saving the world. The Witches of Eastwick are serving themselves. It's for one, in Charmed, you can't do anything for personal benefit, personal gain. That's all the Witches of Eastwick do.
Yeah.
And they do lead to somebody getting murdered in town, and it is messing up their town. So it's dark magic. It has a negative effect. All magic comes from certain energies, and it's kind of simplistic to say black or white or dark or light magic. But magic that does harm to other people is ultimately considered dark magic. Their magic is harmful.
I don't know if it's harmful at the end of the movie, but what they're still doing. But regardless, it wouldn't matter. They still aren't in the same league.
I agree. All right, I'm going to call it. And your winner is the Charmed Ones.
Up.
All right, it goes so much faster, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Help yourself, dude. Me Banyo is Sue Banyo.
Just like Rich.
All right, dude. Oh, no, not me again. Okay, let's see.
This, aren't you?
If I win this, I'm rage quitting the show. That's so silly.
Quitting your own show.
I am. I'm going to quit my own show. Julian Strain and Sorceress. That's another good one, Ben. Yes. Crowfeather Media says, I think a grand round robin that the top scored participants are seeded into winners and losers tournament brackets. It might take a while, but it would leave no doubt. Yeah, we're going to have the ultimate showdown next week, which is the top winner from each one. But yeah, I think some different combinations and stuff, like some dream matches. We're going to do a whole bunch of different ones. Hi, Puppy Dog. Puppy Dog's here. So
like,
the next one.
You can't do this one without your familiar.
That's true. That is my familiar. My little terrier. Hey. Don't worry. Nobody heard nothing.
Oh, no, that door. I shut the other door.
All right, it's me again. I should not be here. This should be Elvira.
It should be you.
I never saw Elvira cut someone's head off clean with a machete, though.
Right? Because she's a classy broad.
Well,
she does have a little dagger
in the
but...
fight, though.
Could you, man? All right. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Make me go against my heroes here.
You've also survived being a zombie. I mean, LOLZ used this magic to fix it.
I have a demonic son. That's kind of cheating.
I'm just saying, you have experiences. You also raised a demonic son, and he wouldn't help you in this fight because he can't be, but just raising one is...
It's hard.
Yeah.
But
It's
I have a
feat in
slasher
its
husband.
own.
I've just got so many wonderful things in my love life. My life of loveliness.
I get you.
You know what? Let's just move on. Okay. So, Gory B Movie, this guy, versus Nancy Downs, guys! Nancy Downs! Craft! We love The Craft! Ah, dude, The Craft is my favorite movie of, like, all time. If you are my friend, I feel like you would vote for Nancy Downs because it's for my favorite movie. Yeah, I watch The Craft way more than I watch that Gory B Movie show. What?
See, I think that this would not end up in a win or a lose. I think you guys are just going to mesh together and create one super witch.
That would be rad. I feel like I actually would get along with Nancy.
Yeah, totally.
we got some similar energies here.
You want a better life and to get out of that crappy life? Yeah, you're down to help her.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's like,
oh, you know how they have that Big Brothers and Sisters program? There should be like big, like witches and warlocks program. You know, we like mentor other little witches.
Great. Yeah, what do you do here? What do we
Torchbearer,
do?
I wanted to remove myself, and Danny would not allow that.
Because LOLZ and me had to do it, so you gotta do it.
Yes. I did not want to be in it. Alrighty. So... Oh, wait, no, I don't want to add another option. Okay, here we go.
See, like, and all these people have never seen you mad. That's something comparable to Nancy.
For also counting the screenplay, you can summon demons. You also have ability to slice things with a knife from far away.
So I'm voting for Nancy. Guys, come on. No, please don't.
But you
It's
have
like
a
this-
sharper tongue, too, on top of it.
No, please don't vote for me, please.
Fine, Mr. BP, vote for
Thank you,
Nancy.
thank you.
Even though I think that it would be not a win or a lose, I think that they'd become one.
Okay, here's my thing.
Like super
I've done rituals where you
Fusion.
draw down the moon. I have not infused myself with a god like Mano. So never done that. Can't walk on water. Can't do massive illusions where people see snakes. Can't yeet people out of windows. Not for lack of trying. Can't enter people's dreams yet.
Working on that.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got this. She's got this hands down, guys. Hands down.
Who should I vote
Yes.
for?
Yes. Okay, I'm
Uh-oh.
calling it. I'm calling it.
I
Hurry up
guess
and
I'm
vote.
voted.
Vote.
I did.
Don't you vote for me, please. Don't.
Oh, he did it.
Why did you do that?
You're a badass witch.
Oh.
What do we do now? Do I give you a tiebreaker?
Please. Please.
We wait for the next vote.
Ooh, there's a sexy thing in the
She
chat,
killed the
guys.
water boy.
Yeah, get rid of that.
New adult dating chat. It's
Aw.
free, guys. It's
Oh wow, what a
free.
deal! Let's get that. Let's
Oh,
eat that out the
exciting.
window.
All right, yeah. Moderators, get him. Get him. Get 'em.
Eat the sex chat.
Oh, guys, please vote for
Oh.
Nancy.
I voted for Nancy.
I'm asking you, please.
She's
Hey,
bound
living
by the
dangerously.
rules. She has to play.
I'm gonna check on the chat. She cured the water. She did cure the water. I couldn't do that.
All she did was pour the water in his mouth.
Check out this free dating site. That's a thing. It's okay, Axon. Tatum. Gory worked her magic on the channel. You guys, vote for Nancy. Oh, Ariel. Danny's living dangerously. He really is.
Yeah.
Okay.
She would have saw me last
21.
night.
Dot.
This is ridiculous.
Dot.
This is why I was going to remove myself from it.
Okay, but you know what though? If this would have been Danny or LOLZ, you would have been like their biggest.
I was honest.
You would have been like, they're the greatest, and we are honest too. So I mean,
I was honest when I said, like, okay, definitely can't win the next one. So, suck it.
yeah, no, you won't.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
you
not
can't.
that one. But
Thank you.
didn't get that far. You
This
made it
is
to the.
ridiculous. Okay, moving right along from things that are uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, I don't know how people are gonna vote, but
And
I will-
also, in the future, I'm going to make the rosters so then there won't be like me in there.
I already did you.
I know, it's going to be done.
I'll do good for
Okay,
people.
so now we've got the Warlock. Remember this guy, shiny blonde hair, loves the devil? That guy. He is against the Grand High Witch.
And I personally think he's going to mop the floor with her.
Tell us why.
Because
Tell me why.
he doesn't play around with mice. He just kills people.
He doesn't.
What's
He
wrong
doesn't
with
turn
playing-
himself into a rat. He
I
just,
feel like
he's
I
very
feel like if
direct
you-
and forward with
I
his
feel like you're
brutality.
being
and-
sexist.
No, I didn't vote. I voted for Nancy over the one dude. It's nothing
I'm
about that. He's just more brutal, like with it. He doesn't come up with these weird plans that backfire like that. He can be defeated, but not by that like means. He didn't turn kids into mice, and then they ended up beating him.
Yeah, I don't know. The guy seems pretty creepy. Like he's
Creepy sexy, you mean?
well, I mean,
Ow!
Not my
There's
type,
a movie where he cuts off a lady's arms and legs so she won't leave him.
Yeah, boxing Helena.
Like he was the original nice guy.
That's where
Aww.
like Tiffany got it in Chucky.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing Mika.
Kind of like.
So who are you voting for?
Oh, I'm gonna have to say the Warlock, just because of his lack of like
Any kind of
anything.
moral?
It doesn't like he's just. It's like he's dusting the table
Isn't that a cartoon?
when he's getting rid of
supervillain?
everybody. He doesn't care. He doesn't put any investment into any one person. He's just there for himself.
I don't think the Grand High Witch has any care for anyone else either, but she has to have a certain amount of working with people in order to amass this following of witches. Whereas the Warlock is just like, that sounds like a lot of work and a lot of talking to
Right
people.
there you go. He's just like
Yeah.
I like
and-
myself better.
Yeah.
Less talky, more killy.
Yes. He just has a lot of powers too, and if he wants more powers, he's pretty clever about figuring out how to get them. Whereas the Grand High Witch, I mean, she can do that cool vaporizing laser thing, but I'm sure if he, like, I don't know, eats crow feathers or something, he can get that power too. He always has some weird magical way of obtaining new powers.
Crow feather media.
Might be why that popped in my head. So I'm gonna vote for the Warlock.
Me too. Mr. Beefy,
He
if you
doesn't
can
come
hear
up with
me,
silly schemes. He's like,
it's Warlock time.
What's so silly about making people mice? Mice are cute.
It's just like a weird,
Yeah.
silly scheme. Like, I don't know, and it backfires horribly for her. So.
It does, okay, but you know what? Not everybody has great ideas every day. You know, it was an off day.
What are we gonna do today?
Try to take over the world. Try to get rid of the children. The same thing we do every day, Bekki.
They do taste lovely, don't they?
Crunchy.
Mmm. But just enough chew.
My baby paste requires Drano. I have enough that has clogged a volcano.
Oh, God. Okay, moving on. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Okay. Ariel voted for the Grand High Witch. Hated the rat movie. Warlock wins by default. All right, well, there you go. Get beat by iron nails. It's true. We talked about that, hammering in those footprints. I think that's really cool. I really like that. I like a lot of the lore and the legends in these movies, which is it's really fun. The Warlock.
Dolphin.
A dolphin. I don't know what that means.
It's an emoji too. You can tell.
Yeah, it's an emoji.
Oh, no, dolphin. That just means he got my message because he always tells me the dolphins in the jacuzzi. That's code word.
Oh,
So
alright.
long
You
as
guys
thanks
got
for
like
the
a whole
fish.
system.
Yeah.
Looks like the Warlock has got this one, so I'm calling it. And Disco Lover, hey Gory, it's me, Tatum. Tatum's wife. Oh, hey, hi. Okay, so the Warlock hath won. That's a fancy thing that we witches do. Sometimes we like to be old timey with our speech. Hath.
Arr.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're hawking up something.
Wow. I think
See
what
it?
you meant is I sound super profesh and
You
elegant.
didn't have your pinky out.
I'm not drinking tea.
Ah.
You know, I'm
I
not
don't
gonna.
think you can get away with saying
I'm
words
not
like that
gonna
without me drinking
explain
tea.
this to
You have to be drinking a tea.
you non-witches. You have a special wand. I expect more out of
I
you.
do actually.
Oh yeah, you were.
You got a special
gifted
wand at
a-
Hogwarts.
I did.
Yes.
I got chosen to be the wand getter receiver. at
You had a
Hogwarts.
special, like, cool one too.
Yeah, I know. It's actually a Death Eater wand. I went and looked up like what the ones they had. It has like a big cobra snake on the top with the half
Slytherin?
body of a skeleton. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome.
And you're Ravenclaw, and I'm Hufflepuff.
He's gangster tough.
And
Yeah,
Bob's
Hufflepuff.
Gryffindor.
Past that shit.
How sweet! You got like a whole set.
Yeah.
No Gryffindors here though.
No. Well, Bob, he's a
Oh.
Gryffindor.
Oh, sorry.
Mean.
But we love you because you're so very brave and true.
Right? We need one. Someone. to be
Every
like that.
group needs one.
I just like to hurt.
Oh, hey.
Ariel, we're probably just gonna spend Turkey Day with our families.
Mommy says the Warlock would be no fun at the beach eating fish and chips.
Especially if it's a salty sea water.
This is true. He can't handle salt.
Mommy,
It's not
give me
about the
I
best
got to
movie,
eat
it's
the
about
fish
the
and
best
chips.
witch. Mr. Flickster, that's entirely right.
Exactly.
This is a tough one, guys. This is a tough one. These couple people in these fights are pretty uber. So you guys remember I told you about Sabrina? She was the queen of hell. She did a whole bunch of stuff. Got killed by some arrows. Came back. Got a throat kit. Went to heaven. Came back. Took a while. Came back. Yeah, she's been through the ringer. She's gone through a lot of stuff. Worships the Dark Lord. Actually, is the daughter of the Dark Lord.
Doesn't really worship him though. She's just kind of like, yeah.
Well, actually, she finds out it's her dad. She's kind of like, eh. And then they end up worshiping Hecate.
Yeah. She's like, she kind of overthrows the whole system. Just rebel, because that's what teenagers do.
Yeah, Sabrina, what I admire about her is if she don't like it, she changes it. She doesn't bitch about it, she changes it.
Yeah.
Good for her.
We can do it.
And
Woman of
then
decision.
Willow Rosenberg, little refresh.
This is pretty tough, actually.
Yeah.
What do you think, Willow Rosenberg? Refresh us on that one, Danny.
Tons of powers, can destroy the world, can get super angry and just fillet you with like that when she's bored. Also, made a bunch of slayers. The thing is though, like, Sabrina could, like, if this takes place in hell, I don't know if that would all work so much. But on Earth...
Well, Sabrina split in two and had one that was in hell, which died. The
Yeah.
one that lived the longest and who's come back and is currently around.
But the one that died was because she went to go into the void to try and capture it in the Pandora's box.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that one.
I'm just saying, I don't know. It's just like,
It's a
I'm
tough
just saying
one.
this fight doesn't have to take place on Earth so much. It can take place in the
But
afterlife.
Willow could even go to hell. She's been to hell. She
Did
went
she?
to the hell mouth and she fought the first evil. And survived.
Okay. I don't know.
Whatever you say. I'm just teasing. I don't know.
I'm going with Willow. Like I said, Willow found the source of all magic, communed with
she
it.
made the seed.
She made a source of all magic. Like, Willow has gone from witch to almost like goddess level in what she can do. She's almighty and powerful.
I'm going to go with Willow too, but I have a feeling Sabrina's going to go a little farther, and to the point where she's even, like, destroying angels and stuff. I don't know. They haven't got there yet. That's just kind of what they've teased. I don't know. I'm going to go for Willow.
The other thing is, Willow has gotten to where she is through hard work and study. She was not born a witch. She was never given anything. Willow has had to work really hard to get there, and she's, I think, more powerful than Sabrina, where Sabrina hasn't had a lot of really massive hurdles.
She's also, like, I think, more naturally talented, but she hasn't peaked as high as Willow's gone.
Yeah,
so
but
far.
she's also had a lot of things come really easy to her, and I think if she were in a situation that some of the ones Willow has, like, at one point the world was devoid of magic, I don't know if Sabrina would be able to handle that as easily. The really hard things. That took Willow a whole season in the comics to fix.
So, hypothetically, Sabrina could just go back in time and kill Willow before she ever had powers.
Willow's also done time travel too. And opened portals and
But-
gone to different dimensions.
But doesn't rule hell. So,
No, but then Sabrina didn't really do a good job of that either. She just split herself in two.
I'm gonna go with Sabrina just because.
like I said, she used time travel. She didn't split herself. She just made an extra
No,
one.
she split herself in two. There's two Sabrinas.
Because she went back in time and met her other one. And then
Yeah, but there's two separate Sabrinas,
Yeah.
and one of them dies.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
she
she
did
didn't,
split herself in two.
she didn't physically split herself. She just went back in time to where there was one. And that caused the
I
time
know,
rift.
but
that
there's
was-
two Sabrinas.
Yeah.
You guys see the passion?
The passion.
It's back.
The passion is back, guys. The
Usually-
passion is back.
Especially if Buffy's involved, which I know this is Willow, but I mean the overall show. Buffy, it's very passionate around here.
Just kind of like Buffy a little bit.
Yeah,
Little
it's fine.
Over here.
That's your thing.
A little bit. Love me some Buffy. All right, we only got 12 votes, so let's get some more votes in there. Why are you voting for Sabrina?
Because she's naturally born. She didn't have to work for it. It just
She actually
comes out
doesn't
of her.
really get her powers until she's like 18 when she like signs
She's
her
Oh,
name.
yeah,
also
she-
a blonde, snotty teenager, and that right there has its own power.
I just got
Willow was a snotty teenager at one point.
At one point, she's not now. I don't know, because Willow, the character who plays Willow, honestly, is too sweet in me.
She gets
Like
way
I know
nasty
that
in
she's,
season
but she's
6.
just her natural. Like pretty cool. So I'm definitely.
She gets Gilo on point. Like, oh, what did she say? So it's like, maybe it's not a good idea for you to piss me off. Like, oh gosh, she gets way snotty season 6. Season 6, she is so bad. She nearly gets Dawn killed. She smarts off at Giles. She's terrible. Terrible. She's a little brat.
I mean, they've both been killed or possibly could be killed in mortal ways, but if you catch them off guard.
They both are really equally matched in their power, so, you know.
They're both really strong. I think Willow, I think she's more powerful, but honestly, like, there's good arguments for both.
You guys ever listen to the Bloodhound Gang?
Yes.
Okay, so it's also because Sabrina rhymes with
Sabrina rhymes with
vagina.
vagina.
Did you vote?
Oh, yeah.
Vote.
I'm trying to think of who should win.
Willow boned a goddess.
Well, I mean, didn't like Sabrina bone like witches and demons and all that stuff too?
Another witch.
She married
Come
that.
on, they
no,
have
but
their
she married that
needs,
one
too.
Prince of Hell guy.
Yeah.
He wasn't like her brother, but he was still a Prince of Hell, regardless.
It's a tough one, guys. It is a tough one. It's getting close. Let's see. What else? I think Willow's also thought more in global terms, as opposed to Sabrina, who tends to save her family and her friends. Sabrina, in my opinion, has never saved the world. Willow has saved the world a lot. She activated all the Slayers in the world with a freaking scythe. She defeated a true demon, which was a massive snake. She fought a god. She has fought the first evil, which is the origin of all evil. She has saved the world. Sabrina, like I said, she saved her friends. She saved her family. She has stopped bad people in her family from doing horrible stuff. She saved her town. She's not done anything on a global scale. Not like Willow multiple times.
I mean, it's kind of implied a lot of those things were going to destroy the world eventually.
But
if they
she
weren't
also
stopped
didn't
there.
care. She talked about how it was affecting her friends. In fact, she's put the world in jeopardy for her friends.
Mr. Beefy, I'm going with Sabrina. I like to.
That's fine. All right, I'm going to check in with the chat. Sabrina even helped Riverdale. This is true. She did go to Riverdale. The power of Penn and Teller compels her.
Comics are way darker.
Everyone, Gory accepts Super Chat now. I do. Torchbearer voted for Sabrina. Yeah, oh, I'm not hiccuping. All right, 17 votes. I'm going to call it. So I was going to check on the chat, and then I was going to call it. I am calling it. Willow is going into the semifinals.
That's who I ultimately voted for, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on either of them. Like, I think it can be very much anybody's
I'm
game.
really happy that we have a really easy one now.
Oh no, you're gonna win.
Don't put that juju on me, Ricky Bobby.
Please don't, because it is an affront to what this whole thing stands for. It has to be about the powers, not who you like more.
I love you, but you're kind of a bad witch. Their powers are gonna crap out of you.
It's true. It's true. I've killed
You have to
people.
put it so bluntly, my
I
goodness.
know, right? I was like,
Rude.
rude.
I like you
sugar
because you are a
coat.
bad girl.
Rude. Oh my god.
I like the bad ones.
Yeah, the
They're more
charmed ones.
interesting.
The charmed ones don't watch the suckling on their Saturdays, so whatever.
They don't kill pizza guys for.
Oh my god.
My son drowned on his watch.
He was playing House of the Dead with me.
He was drowning in balls.
You were just imagining that.
You are gaslighting. Okay,
Because he believes in you.
guys, I don't have a lot of powers. I don't. There are 3 of them. 3 of them. Any one of them could kick my ass. Could kick it so hard. So hard.
Nah, you just machete swap, chop, 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 chop.
Don't even start. Don't even start. Ariel. I am not as powerful as them. Vote for the charmed ones. Tatum.
Just looking at you, Chica.
Charmed ones. Please. Respect the process. All right. I'm not this powerful. Let's go through the things I can't do. I can't levitate. Can't freeze time.
Mr. Beefy, I
Can't
gotta
blow
go with
up
the
stuff.
charmed ones.
I can't teleport.
You're
Can't
learning. You're working on it.
make my boobs look super good in those tank tops.
I'm sure you can do that.
All right.
That's not really fair. I mean, they're like
Sir
middle
MM,
20s.
if you vote for me, no. Okay, guys. Okay, watch. The charmed ones. Here. All right, I gotta make sure I do it right.
Oh, she accidentally poked yourself.
Why are you poking yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Okay, the charmed ones. Guys, the charmed ones. Respect the show. The show is about who's more powerful. I will put a spell on you.
Because you're
I
really
will-
powerful.
I will curse you.
Because you're
I
really
will
powerful.
curse you if you vote for me. If you vote for me,
That just
you
proves
will
how
be
powerful you are.
cursed. What is the curse?
You could stop this whole show. That's like the most
I
powerful
will
thing.
curse you with a wedgie. If you vote for me, I'm cursing you with a wedgie.
'Cause
Like this
that's
week
probably
it's
more
gonna
powerful.
You know
than
why I
any
have to
Charmed
go with a
girls can do.
wedgie? Because I'm not that powerful. I can make wedgies. I cannot make people blow up. If I could.
There would be so many.
The charmed ones can't make them have wedgies.
Yes, they can.
No.
Yes, they
don't
can.
even know about
They just don't mess around with that stuff, okay? Because they got better things to do.
Beefcake. I don't know. You're threatening them with power. That's a pretty power boss like.
You know what? Damn, great power comes great responsibility. Maybe you should piss me off.
Yeah, you got great responsibility because you're so powerful.
That was quoting Willow.
No. It's also in another one. A bunch of people have done that. With great power comes great responsibility.
No, the piss me off thing was Willow.
Oh,
yeah,
piss me
because
off.
she took Spider-Man's quote and changed it to her own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys.
Don't
I'm
have
counting
that.
on all of you. Charmed ones. Right? The power of 3, guys. The power of 3.
It won't be power of 3.
Also,
when they cut
I'm
their heads off.
pretty sure, because I get a little warm rumbling in my tummy when I get the passion.
Oh,
I
no.
think if I get enough of the passion, I will combust.
Not today.
The passion will erupt me from the inside. And the only way to bring me back would be to go back to the original gooseberry bush that was found beneath. And that's long lost.
You know, it could be the passion, or it could just be.
None of them have a mummy.
I actually reported this.
No, I'm really proud of you.
No thanks.
Well, might as well call it then.
All right, I'm calling it. Yes, yes, yes. We're going totally Daniel Bryan on this.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
yes, yes. What?
Dun dun. He dare use the word.
But it is true.
Yeah, that's actually should be in your weaknesses.
That should have been in my weaknesses, but I can't type it because it's a weakness.
Just makes you sick.
She can get God's dogs to feed off her feelings. Killed himself. You guys are hilarious. I'm already cursed. Gory has the force here and the power to sink them all. The mummy has spoken. Supernatural wedgies could be the one to have. You guys are killing. Here's Ben's. It's true. Don't ever say it. Oh!
She hates it.
I was saying it so they would know what it is and
It's
never
like
say
it
it.
What happens
causes
when
a
you say it?
physical reaction. Please no. It might make me gassy again.
No.
No.
It might.
No.
That's how you got this far.
Couldn't
Yeah, I
Gory
know.
vanish into another dimension?
Knock on
No,
wood.
I couldn't. Charmed ones could wait at the top of an escalator. Gory.
Yeah.
Oh, Beefy, that was good.
We're not worthy. That's true. I'm terrified of escalators.
Those were the wickedest escalators
Those were
ever.
scary though.
Those
They
were
were
very
the
wicked.
escalators at
Universal
Universal Studios.
I like. They're so steep that they made the other people look like they're leaning like this when they were standing straight.
All right, they are the winners. Good for them. They're gonna go into the finals.
Oh,
I think
poor
our dogs are
puppy.
crying.
There's a
Yeah.
puppy crying on us.
So who are they gonna fight in the finals? Who?
Who?
Well, I'll tell you who.
That's a tough one.
We're gonna find out who's gonna go into the finals. It's gonna be the Warlock Julian Sands, uber evil, likes the devil. That rhymed. I am so
You're
freaking
flowing.
clever.
He's a liar.
Honey, let the doggies in.
I'll get it. You
They're
are
crying.
broken. Oh my goodness! Hey,
Oh no, what'd you do?
I found one.
Yeah.
I did not.
That's
know
why
that
the
right
other
there.
one's crying because he's left out there by himself.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't know
sad.
that he was even in here.
They're like little doggy ninjas. Hi, baby.
There
All right, we got dogs. Okay, so we've got the Warlock. I think I just leaked all over the whole stream. With my powers, that's probably actually splashing them out.
by though.
That's one of my other powers.
Yeah.
I have a aqua kinesis to click on people.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right, we need your help. We need your help.
I'm back. Sorry, puppy.
So we've
Stop
got
me.
the Warlock versus Willow.
Okay, that's
Well,
like
I mean-
really hard.
If it was Willow before she got her powers, but that would be one thing. But obviously, we're going with her strongest versions, and the Warlock has no chance.
Yeah, she's got this.
She's bored now. He's dead.
He has to he has to go out of his way to find things to get things like flight that she just has.
Yeah.
He has to go on these little quests, find the fat of an unbaptized kid and go find this book and absorb its power and go find somebody's eyeballs or go get this special ring. Everything's a scavenger hunt with the Warlock. Willow, sometimes she reads a book. Mostly she just does stuff. She's just made up, created stuff out of nothing. So, yeah.
I mean, isn't there an alternate version of her where she got turned into a vampire?
There was one in the Wishverse.
So, I mean, through the multiverse, I'm sure
Willow.
there's versions of her he could take, but the strongest version is just going to
Yeah,
evaporate
so
him like
not
a thought.
this version, which would be season 3, I think, in the show. No, by the end of it, she's super powerful.
Yeah, the strongest version of Willow would just vaporize him, basically.
Vaporize. I like that word.
Vaporize.
I like vaporize better.
Evaporate.
What's wrong,
She
baby?
would
Come here.
dust him.
They just really want to be
Come here.
part of it.
She doesn't even need a stake to dust him.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, scratch it back. Scratch it
Oh,
back.
yeah.
Oh.
So, Brewster, who do you think would win?
Willow.
He's
I thought you were Scottish. What happened?
Irish.
Oh, Irish. Sorry.
Irish. Oh gosh.
That's a big difference.
It's pretty big difference.
I think he's got that going around the frog in the throat.
Hi, my baby. Oh, MM. Look at that face.
He's so cute.
Look at that face. This is a Mayan. He's
He was
gorgeous.
smiling earlier. So smiley.
I like you. Okay. Alrighty.
I'm gonna
So
vote
I have
for
voted.
Willow, Roberto, or
Are you
Mr.
voting?
Beefy.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to be called these days. Big Daddy.
He didn't like that one. I thought it was good, but whatever. Okay, let's see. Divide and Conqueror. I love you too, Tatum. Hey, Arkham Knight Rider's here. Arkham Knight Rider and I have a stream coming up December 4th. A history of autism and horror, which is gonna be really
Awesome.
cool. Don't separate my homies. I'll save you, Brewster. MM loves Brewster. Sorry. Warlock has less triggers, but Dawn getting shot trumps.
Probably somewhere around here too.
Dawn doesn't get shot.
think
Buffy
she-
gets shot.
Well, I know what they're talking about. It's not Buffy. Buffy gets shot too, but he survives. It's who doesn't survive that shooting attack.
That's Tara.
That's what they're talking about.
Oh, this is Dawn.
Yeah, I know, but they meant Tara.
But she did almost kill Dawn in a car accident.
I mean, hypothetically.
Warlock, he has shenanigans and he's proper evil bastard.
Yeah. I think he's kind of stealthy about his plans, but once
That's
he
like
gets,
the most British way to
I
describe
know. I was
that.
gonna say he's proper evil.
once he gets too close
Too
to her,
right.
he's just dead though.
What about Dark Willow? Dark Willow's included in this too.
That's what I'm saying. She's bored now, dead.
She can flay someone just by snapping her fingers.
Yeah, they have no skin. That guy technically survived.
I know, that's the scary
That
part.
would be so horrible. Can you imagine every nerve ending being exposed?
Yeah, his girlfriend keeps him alive, and he becomes a villain in season 8 in the comics.
I mean, he's already a villain. But
Yeah, okay, Tara. Whoa!
That was weird.
Magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Witches.
I
I think the Warlock's mad that he's gonna lose this one.
No.
if I let go, it's gonna fall in front.
All right, here, take the dog.
Oh.
Goodbye, dog.
Technical difficulties.
You're a technical difficulty.
Oh, I'm sorry. I grabbed you weird.
Um.
I grabbed you weird. I'm sorry.
This, yeah.
Now it's just gonna be in the middle there. Ah, dang it! It was so perfect. Remember? Remember the past
You gotta, like,
guys?
tighten that thing.
This thing?
I don't know, whatever's loose.
Oh.
There you
Okay.
go.
What do you think? That's good, right?
Good enough.
I'm proud of myself. All right, I'm calling it. You guys had plenty of time to vote while I was fixing that.
Oh, Warlock did better than I thought.
Willow did a lot better than I thought. MM says, I love Brewster so much he needs all the cuddles and dog smooches. He looks alone. His looks alone can cause world peace. Yeah, oh my gosh, if there was a dog battle, that would be pretty
He would be able to
He's
stop
smishing his
Dark
tail.
Willow from destroying the world.
You want me?
Oh, it's a
Oh
baby.
my goodness. Is
Oh,
that
it's a
the
baby
other one?
boy.
You would-
You're smiling. Yes, you are. Gotta show everybody your smile.
You're so
He has
cool,
a
Brewster.
beautiful smile.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, very
Okay,
good
I'm gonna
boy.
put you down. Is that okay?
Okay. All right, so Willow is going to the final. Guys, we actually did this in pretty good time.
Well, that's crazy.
We started at
That's
7:30, 8:30. That's 2 hours. That's like a reasonable.
I think you did a stop time spell.
That's
Maybe.
insane. Dude, I'm getting better at spells.
See?
Go me.
That's why you made it to the
Yeah,
finals.
quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals.
Yeah, well, next time we have one of those big witch get-togethers, Elvira's going to give me the stink eye thanks to you guys.
Nah, she won't. She'll be too busy smiling at me.
Probably.
I'm just kidding. I'm just-
All right, so this is a big one, guys. Like, as much as I love Buffy, I don't know. Oh, this is gonna be a hard one. All right, let me get the poll in there. Who would win?
That's what she said.
It's the battle of the WB, which isn't even a thing anymore.
But it was at one point.
The Charmed Ones versus Willow Rosenberg. Okay, so I've thought about it, and here's one thing I will say. Willow by herself can do all of the other powers that the Charmed Ones have. The Charmed Ones have to be together to have the power of 3. Individually, Willow could take any of them out. If she destroys even one member of the power of 3, they don't have that ability, and she could easily take the other ones out. By herself, she is as powerful as all of them together.
Plus, what version of Willow are they up against? Because,
The most powerful version.
but is that a good Willow?
Or a bad one.
'Cause their
Yeah,
magic-
she's more powerful at the end of season 7 than she is
Is
when
she
she's
good
dark.
or bad at that stage?
She's good.
So they're
She goes dark season 6,
Yeah.
but season 7 when she absorbs all the light magic, she's like goddess level,
so
which means most of their spells wouldn't work on her.
exactly.
They can't freeze her. They can't blow her up. She's not evil. She
That's
doesn't
what
have
I was
any
getting
evil
at.
in her. So yeah, they're largely powerless when up against her. So yeah, she's got this because she doesn't have to follow any rules like that. All of her powers she can use on them.
I think, if they're fighting Dark Willow, their powers would be stronger, but Dark Willow would still be probably too much for them.
Oh, did I vote? I'm voting for Willow.
Is that who you're voting for?
No, I'm being like I'm not being biased. I think Willow would kick their asses just because a lot of their powers aren't going to work on her.
I trust you. I just like to tease you because it makes
It's
me
cool.
laugh.
It's cool.
I wasn't sure with Sabrina. Like I said, that was a 50-50. I did end up voting for Willow, but this one, I think I would give it 75-25, with Willow being the one to vote for.
The
Mr.
power of
Beast.
3 wouldn't even work on her because she's a good witch.
I'm gonna vote for Willow.
And that's their biggest power.
Exactly, like I said, they'd have to be fighting Dark Willow to have a chance, but I just still don't
But
think
yeah,
they'd win.
Willow can teleport. Willow can heal. Willow can manipulate, time and space and use portals, and she's got this. So, I mean, they fought mermaids and leprechauns, and they went against many demons. they've done a lot of badass stuff. But Willow, like I said, she went up against a god. She went against the origin of all evil, the first evil.
Well, and made the seed.
She also, in addition to her witch stuff that we haven't talked about, she can stake a vampire. She can hack a computer. She is able to use her nerd skills to find things that are impossible. They thought that Angel's soul could never be restored. She found the spell. She was able to translate the spell as something nobody had been able to do. So she's also incredibly smart. So, yeah, I'm going Willow all the way.
That's who I voted for.
All right, so we're at 20 votes. 21. It's pretty close. So, guys, Willow, come on. Like, I don't need to tell you what to vote for unless you're wrong. And in this case, if you vote for the Charmed ones, you're just wrong because their powers don't work on Willow. So, there's that.
Well, I mean, maybe for the sake of argument of this fight, just say it's Dark Willow.
But we're supposed to use them at their most powerful.
And for them to be at their most powerful, they have to be fighting a bad witch. I don't know. There is a bad version of it. And then even the bad version.
There are bad versions of the Charmed ones. At one point, like I said, if they have anything bad that happens to them, it can corrupt them. So after Prue died, Piper became a fury. She basically became kind of like a demon and had to be dealt with by her sisters, who were luckily able to save her. Kind of like how Willow was saved at the end of season 6. But yeah, Phoebe's been corrupted because she was marrying the king of the demons. She was pregnant with one of his demon spawn. They've been corrupted a lot. And thankfully, they have the other 2 to bring them back. But Willow did that pretty much by herself. She had Xander and Giles and everybody there as support, but she was the one who had to kind of learn how to use magic without it destroying her.
Oh, well. I already voted.
I think in this scenario, I would say, because it doesn't matter to Willow if they're good or bad, an incarnation where there's also been bad alter egos of the Charmed ones. Yeah. And at one point they had I think the power of 4. I don't know. There's so many things that happen with the Charmed ones. But yeah.
So they have to
did you vote for me? I voted for.
We're tied
Willow.
up. So while we're waiting for the tie to break, I'm going to check on the chat. I love my Gory. She's loyal to me. She sticks up for you. She's incredible. Oh, thank you so much, Tatum. You're awesome. Dark Willow strikes again. This is true. This is my fave channel ever. Thank you so much. What is my fave channel ever? I should say you, because that'd be the nice thing to say, but I'm going to say Dr. Wolfula. Love Dr. Wolfula. Such an asshole. Charmed ones for Tatum. Bekki has been gifted with Brewster. Brewster has good taste in people. He loves you. He loves Bekki. He knows what's up.
Wonderful little boy.
Axon says the Charmed ones can call on past or present family members except Shannon Doherty. That's true. That's actually true. Because they never were able to get her even in the finale, which was unfortunate. Time Rewind. Willow. She's an independent BB. That's true.
It's like the Olsen twins in that Fuller House show. They just can never ever get one of them to show up.
And having the group too is a liability because, like I said, if when Prue died and Piper went way into despair and evil, it affects the entire power of 3. Whereas Willow, especially as mature as she's become, coming on the other side of it, she only has to worry about herself. But the Charmed ones, your sister decides to marry the king of the demons, you're all screwed because it's going to affect all of you. And they all live in the same house together, which is just crazy because that house only has one bathroom. I watched all seasons of that show. It has one bathroom. They will kill each other.
And it seems like almost best case scenario is it's a tie because Willow just destroys everything.
Torchbearer says the Charmed ones can use their powers against good witches. It's just Piper's powers that can't. Piper's powers can't. I guess Phoebe's powers do work on good witches. A lot of Paige's powers don't, though. Well, no, Paige can teleport witches and stuff. I think it's their destructive powers they can't use against good witches. Because I know they can't, explode a good witch or something. Torchbearer voted for the Charmed ones. But yeah, good point there, Torchbearer. Very good point. She also has band camp. Willow. She can teleport by flute like Mario.
Where did that flute go?
One time.
Stuck up.
All right. We are at 24 votes. And we did it, dudes. We did it. Your winner. What happened, guys? We went on a journey. We went on a journey.
54%. So yeah, it was a close main event. It was definitely down to them. The only thing, like I said, Sabrina, 100% sold on who would win. I still went with Willow. I think more than likely it'd be her. But yeah, when you're looking at them all, I'm not too surprised. Sometimes I've been more surprised.
We had a lot of people who did surprisingly well in this. I knew the Charmed ones were going to make it really, really far because they're badass. I don't know how I won even the first round. You guys are just way too nice. R.I.P. Elvira. The Warlock did surprisingly well. I didn't see the Warlock get into the semifinals. That was exciting.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't really paying too much attention on who he was fighting at first. But yeah, once I look at that, it kind of makes sense. But yeah, he wasn't going to get past Willow or Sabrina.
So what do you guys think? Did the most deserving witch win? Willow will be going in to the Ultimate Showdown, which will have the winner of every single one of these we've done, which are a lot. We did kaijus, we did creatures, we did big monsters, little monsters, werewolves, hunters. Gosh, we did so many. And they're all going to fight each other. So that is the very next one, which is next week. I'm excited. I know Cheetah is excited. Patrick's excited because his old vampire is going to be back.
Too bad Oz didn't win the werewolves.
Yeah.
He could have fought Willow.
She's already, everybody you've named off, she's apparently already beaten in her show.
Well, not
Like
Cthulhu.
leprechauns
I'm not
and
Krampus.
Kaijus.
Well, that's Charmed.
Oh, Charmed.
She's
sorry.
never fought a leprechaun.
Got it mixed up.
She's not far. Cthulhu and Krampus. So Sam from
Krampus, yeah, the Krampus is going to be a big one.
I like
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu!
So there's things that Willow has to watch out for.
Next week, guys, next week is going to be a big one. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be 7:30 Pacific Standard Time on here, this channel, same Gory time, same Gory place. Do not miss it. It's the Ultimate Showdown. We've been building to this like all year, guys.
It really has been a work in progress.
It's intense. It's so intense. I'm going to try to get this one up early so you guys can see the card, you know, and you can, I don't know, you can have fun. You can watch the movies or research or whatever it is you do. It's going to be awesome.
List off who it is? We usually do?
Oh, yeah. Why not?
We're in trouble.
All right. So who are the fighters? Wow, this is going to be crazy, guys. The Ultimate Showdown. Now, I'm not sure exactly who's fighting who on the card. I have to figure that out. But we've got Willow Rosenberg representing witches. Brandon Breyer from Brightburn representing soups. Cthulhu representing the kaijus. Krampus. What is Krampus again? Demons. Krampus was representing the demons. Leprechaun representing the slashers. The Puppet Master of Puppets representing the mini monsters. Sarah Connor representing our hunters. The Predator. Creatures. The Winchesters.
They were hunters. Sarah Connor was final girl.
Oh, yeah. There were survivors and then there was hunters. So Sarah Connor's the survivors. The Winchesters are hunters. Old Dude Vampire representing the vampires. The Wolfman representing werewolves. And Satan.
I guess
Satan.
he was
It's just Satan.
Maybe he was demons. I don't know.
I'll have to go back and check, but that's who's on the card. We've got the most diverse card we have had yet. It's going to be crazy, guys. It's going to be crazy. This is like Freddy versus Jason. Place your bets.
Krampus was big monsters, not kaiju size, not.
We had a lot.
Three different sizes of monsters, and Krampus was the medium monster.
A journey.
It really has. I didn't realize it.
I know.
That's
we
crazy
started
when you
this
just
in like
think about it,
when we got back from Crypticon, so like June.
We kind of took a small break here in October.
We've taken lots of breaks, but
it's still like wow.
It's pretty intense. It's pretty intense. I'm excited. So it's going to be a big one, guys. This is going to be like our WrestleMania. It's It's like our version of WrestleMania.
Yeah! Cream of the crop will rise to the top!
Nicely done. Nicely
So
done.
bring your Slim Jims.
All right. We're going to check in with the chat one more time. We're going to say goodbye to all of you beautiful weirdos. Willow won. Boo. Torchbearer's not happy. Everybody have a good night. You too, Kevin. That's exactly what I just said.
Tatum booed too.
Oh, yeah. Willow's a heavyweight. Oh, yeah. Thank you, everyone, for being here and voting. Thank you, Tatum, for working so hard, sharing the links, and making sure everyone votes. Tatum does a lot of work here, guys.
Really does.
She is a hard worker.
She deserves a round of applause.
We love you, Tatum.
And justice for Twilight. She got robbed.
Twilight
We
is
are
but
gonna
a
have
bitch.
some dream matchups where I'm gonna
Pony bitch.
we're gonna have after the Universal one, we're gonna do a dream card. We're gonna bring back a lot of those. Just some of them I think need to be paired with certain people, like the Blair Witch and stuff. So we're gonna have some really fun ones come back. And for LOLZ, I'm bringing back Ernest. I would do a pre-tape running down the card, play it before the voting takes place. That's not a bad idea. Hopefully I have time to do that this week, but that's not a bad idea at all. Battle Royale with cheese. Yum. I love cheese. Cheese is yummy. I like to see Chucky versus the Leprechaun. See, that's a great dream match. We're going to have a lot of dream matches coming up soon. Just like ones that we didn't get to see.
If he goes back to our slashers, though, he will see that fight because we did do that. It was Chucky and Tiffany versus Leprechaun, remember?
Oh, yeah, they did go over to
So
Leprechaun.
go check out our slashers one. You'll see.
That's true.
Leprechaun had magic and they don't.
That's
well,
true.
they have
They have
voodoo,
but like you have to do a whole bunch of stuff. And
but
The
Leprechaun.
Winchesters find a way. It's true. Just give it all to old dude vampire.
here it is.
You
Good
might.
night, Mommy. Thank you for watching.
Hey, Mommy. Love
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Mommy, you're so right. She does make the best fish and chips.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, guys. Say goodbye. Bye.
Adios.
Thank you so much. And until we meet again, blessed be.